Hello! Hey! This is us. We're here. I keep trying to remember to change that video thing at the end because it still says lockdown lock-in. And we're not in lockdown anymore, despite what people will tell you about the date of June the 20th that didn't happen. We're not in lockdown anymore. Anyway, I need to start straight away by explaining that this is not Baz. He's not had some radical hair and he's not got the bick out on the top and bottom of his head. This is Phil. So everybody say hello to Phil.
Hello.
How are you, Phil?
I'm good. As the intro was playing, I feel like, so full disclosure to everybody, we've got the football on sort of as we're doing this. And one thing that really struck me was down Germany's right-hand side. They're all on yellows. And I believe if they get another yellow, so actually Germany, whereas France hasn't got anyone starting on a yellow. So Germany have got 3 starting players all on yellows. And if any of them get another yellow tonight, it's they miss the next game.
He's gone straight into punditry, hasn't he?
No,
this is amazing. So yeah, we are doing a little bit differently today. Obviously, we usually start this at 9 o'clock, and it's usually got Baz here. Baz is running late from work. That's why the graphics of like not. I'm not happy with this at the moment, but we'll move up, and it'll look great when Baz gets here. But yeah, we wanted to start a bit early today because we're going to do a watch along of both games. Now, I hope that I don't know what's going on because that game's not started yet. Anyway, I've got both games on. Let me show you. So I've got one game on there. I've got the podcast in the middle, and I've got another game over there. So we're going to do a watch along. So Phil and I are going to discuss the Euros and have a chat, and I'll kind of interview Phil. as I would normally, but we decided to do a watch along at the same time, just so that we can watch the game, we could discuss the game, because these two games that are on now are crucial, because any one of the 4 teams that are playing right now could play England in the next round. So yes, that's why I've got this. So as it stands, England play France, because France. Oh, is it France? Hold on. No, it's Germany. Hold on.
It's Germany. No, quickly change it, because if UEFA see it, then they'll confuse.
There we go. It's Germany.
Yeah.
Look at that. Hey, that's just me showing off my my graphics skills. So yeah, as it stands, England play Germany. So I need to keep an eye on that. I'm hoping some of the games I've watched the BBC didn't put a nice as it stands thing of like ITV did that, but BBC didn't. So I might have to. I've got a clipboard and a pen if I need to. So we can.
I've got the iPad, like, so I'll refresh. But yeah, I think it's all a bit ceremonial for the first sort of 60 minutes, 70 minutes, isn't it? I think unless a team runs away with it, I think sort of, goals are going to go in here. It'll be like the final day of the season, won't it? Kind of the first half is a bit ceremonial, and then you get to business.
And then it gets exciting. Hopefully, the league will flip-flop, and we'll have to change that graphic of who we're playing, and it'll be like a bit of a tombola. So I'll just say hello quickly to, we've got Martin and Si. Hello, chaps. If you've got any questions to us during the show, unless people were on my live this afternoon, they won't know that we started at 8, but hopefully they've got YouTube and Twitch notifications that'll tell them that we're on. But either way, I just wanted to start this at 8, and thanks for not just joining us on this show, because I wanted you on for. We don't usually talk football, but I wanted to save you for when we could. So thanks for not only coming on, but coming on early as well, so that we can watch both of these matches. So we'll just chat as we go along.
This
TV, I was like, I struggled to look at the camera most of the time, but now I'm just like,
well, yeah, I'm for the benefit of everyone, I'm only doing one game at a time, and I'm flicking left and right, so I've got it on the big telly, so I can just flick up and down between them. But yeah, this feels like the right one to do a watch along with, because I love streaming. I think streaming's really fun. Yeah. But I also like being in the pub when England are playing, so it's kind of
100%. And
I'd get a live. Oh my goodness, I'd get a live ban within minutes if I was in the pub with what was being shouted and whatever.
Was that reaction to the Germany game?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that Bogdan, who used to play for Bolton? Is he playing for Hungary?
Well, what's happened is the reason why I went all there was I didn't realise that Germany are in black and Hungary are in white. I thought Germany were in white, and I thought it was Hungary that was through on goal and nearly scored, but it wasn't. It was Germany. So, yeah.
We need to get the basics right. So, for anybody who's watching, Portugal are in the red, as usual. France are in white. Hungary are in white.
France in white.
And Germany are in black. So, but that helps us, because let's talk permutations. So we spoke briefly about this before we started, in that our perfect world situation is that France beat Portugal, Hungary beat Germany, and then Hungary go into second place, and we play Hungary at Wembley.
Yeah, with a 4-minute 20-second in prediction, we ain't playing Hungary. It's like a dads versus sons match at the moment, and the sons are young. The sons are like 5 or 6 years old.
Let me just show people that this is the graphic that I'm hoping that we get to.
Oh, look at that!
We get to put on at least once tonight. So as it stands, it's Germany. And there's Rudiger. Rudiger is the
Champions League winner. Champions League winner, Rudiger, to give him his full name.
He's Batman. Oh, here we go. Hungary have got a corner.
Does it it still throw you a little bit with the TikTok sponsorship around the outside?
Yes. Yeah, I still like to think that TikTok is my little secret, and I don't want other people knowing about it. Well, yeah. Obviously, I want to get lots of viewers, and I like getting lots of views on my videos and things. But yeah, I don't want my mates finding me.
No, I still don't think about it. Yeah, so you watched it with your brother last night. I was in the pub for the England match, and it's a bit surreal in the pub. So have you watched one of them in the pub yet? Have you watched?
Not this year, no.
Because it's all rule of six and table service. Getting a table anywhere is a nightmare. So one of our local pubs is on TikTok, and I'm quite friendly with the manager. So I said, "Look, I'll tag you. I'll post from the pub, and I'll tag you in the post." So it was quite, and they give me a table because tables are quite hard to get. So I think that's a fair exchange. So tables are a nightmare to get round here, but you go in there and the pub doesn't seem that full because all the tables have to be a certain amount, and they can only have 6 on each table. But it's still nice. It's still so nice to be around other people and a bit of shouting and what have you. But yeah, surreal. Because normally at this stage, the pubs would be rammed, wouldn't they? It would be sort of standing room only, and so a pity, but also a welcome change to what we've had.
Yeah, I just realised as well that I do have to apologise to Martin, who is a regular contributor on TikTok and on the podcast. That yes, I'm sorry, Martin's German, but sorry. I'm taking no prisoners here. I want to play Hungary in the next round. I don't want to play Germany. So at the moment, it's Germany, which is we don't want that, do we?
Well, I mean, obviously, if they have a complete meltdown, 4 of them get red cards. I mean, I think what we want is I don't want to wish injury on any players because that would be wrong. But I think I can wish red cards on them.
Oh yes, absolutely.
A real 22-man tear up in the middle of the pitch, like big haymakers going in all angles, and UEFA need to get all the footage and analyse it,
or even better, players get sent off for just nothing. Just tiny little silly things like kicking the ball away when they're already on a yellow or something like that.
Or a bit of hooliganism in the stands. A little bit of hooliganism in the stands. Get both teams thrown out and we get a bye. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's I think that scenario has just made the Hungary win and France win scenario all the more likely.
Yeah.
But so before we start chatting Euros and football and stuff, the first question I ask everybody, even though you appear to be a co-host, you are technically a guest, and every guest that comes on, I ask them, what are you drinking? And remember, we're not on TikTok, so we don't have to lie.
I'm drinking at the moment. I'm drinking Beavertown Gamma Ray.
Wow, talk me through that.
Beavertown Gamma Ray. So Beavertown is a brewery in London.
Okay.
And it's quite big. It's sort of, but I'm not drinking Brewdog at the moment because they're on the naughty step after what they did. So I'm drinking Beavertown, and they do neck oil. You might have heard of neck oil. Beavertown neck oil.
I'm not an ale person, or.
Yeah, so Gamma Ray is an American pale ale, and I quite like it. And neck oil is just an IPA. But they were founded by Robert Plant's son out of Led Zeppelin.
Right.
So and when they were founded years ago, it was seen as a bit of a jolly. You know, when your dad's worth a few £100 million, you sort of think, oh well, how much is your heart actually in it? And to be fair, he's absolutely worked away at it, and it is a really good brand and brewery. The only downside to Beavertown is they have the official partnership with Tottenham Hotspur at the new stadium, so they supply the beer too, because their brewery is just around the corner from Spurs. So that's a downside.
Doesn't that make you a traitor?
Does that mean make it? Well, no. I mean, when Liverpool was sponsored by Carlsberg for all those years, it's weird. You do hold a negative association with the sponsors of teams that you hate, don't you?
Don't compare it to a boycott of Carlsberg. It's easy to boycott Carlsberg. It's not very good.
Well, not at the time it wasn't. When Liverpool was sponsored by Carlsberg, craft beer wasn't really a thing. You kind of got what was in the pub, didn't you? You there weren't sort of guest ales and things like that. It was all. That's quite a recent thing, isn't it? I think all this sort of craft beer.
Oh, definitely. But I remember along the same lines as a Berry fan, I remember not buying anything Reebok since possibly 1988, and I still haven't, and I still won't. It's just what you do.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Oh, you got to wait for the VAR. You've got to wait for the VAR.
Would you look at what's just happened?
The thing is, though, I can never celebrate a goal as it goes in. We need to wait for the VR. Do you need to change the graphic?
Martin, what's happened?
Oh no, hang on. Do you need to change the graphic?
Oh, I don't know yet. I can't calculate it. I don't know.
Hang on. I've got the iPad. Hang on.
Go on, you do it. Yeah, you can be in charge of that. But anyway, for those that haven't seen the chat section, there we go. Martin, our regular German contributor, has given his opinion on the goal. What a turn up for the Bucks that is!
It looks like it's standing, yeah. But going off topic slightly, do you get that now with VAR where you can't celebrate as hard when you see the goal?
Oh, 100%. And the players don't either. The players kind of run around and they're kind of half expecting it to be called back. And the same with the offside. I mean, that whole thing of a linesman not putting his flag up for offside until it's too late to matter is stupid. Oh, what a turn up that is. So for those that don't know, Oh, as it stands, France, Portugal, Hungary, Germany.
We're playing Portugal as it stands.
So as it stands, I'm going to have to change my graphic.
Yeah, there you go.
And it stands, England play Portugal in the next round. This is exciting.
Well, we need a bit of revenge on Portugal. We need a little bit of revenge on Portugal because it was back in 2006 or 2004.
2004, I was at the game.
Were you?
Yes, which is why I'm drinking Superboc because I was in Portugal in 2004.
I thought I recognised the label.
Yeah, I was in Portugal in 2004, and the reason I'm drinking Superboc out of such a large bottle is because this is the beer that, I mean, it's a lovely beer, but apparently if you're in Portugal, they're just going, yeah, it's just another beer. But all the England fans just loved it and came up with a song, which was Superboc, Superstar, get you more pissed than Stella Artois. And that was sung in like all the bars and everywhere.
Where did you get it from?
It's in Tesco at the minute. They must have known because of the Euros, because I remember when we came back from the Euros in 2004, the only place you could buy it was Oddbins in Chorlton in Manchester.
Right,
and we cleared them out. And we went in looking for it, bought a crate of it. He said, what is it with this stuff? He said, this is outselling every other beer in this place. Because it was all the England fans from the north had come back from Portugal and gone, I need to find this beer. It's amazing. Anyway, the reason I'm drinking the massive one is because we were buying these in the bars around the main square when a local guy came up to us and said, don't buy them here. If you go 2 streets back, there's a supermarket there. And in 2004, admittedly, there's a bit of inflation since 2004. But this, the same size as my head, was €1.
Christ alive.
€1. So we just drank loads of the stuff.
But then that was 2004, which was when I was 20 then, or I was coming on to 20 when we went out to Portugal. And this is incredible though, because if you think how long ago that seems, right? And Cristiano Ronaldo was playing in that game.
Oh, I know.
Isn't that mad? That's like a lifetime ago. And Cristiano Ronaldo was like one of the best players then.
Do you know? I researched this the other day because I was curious, because I was thinking about how, because they keep saying how many games he's played and he scored more than anybody else and all this. I looked at his debut. He played a debut in a friendly where he came on for Luis Figo. That's how long he's been playing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I mean, he played with Roy Keane. He played with Roy Keane, didn't he? Played with
Gary Neville and all those. Yeah.
92, whatever. Yeah.
There's a great video knocking around on TikTok at the moment of his first TV interview, where Gary Neville's just going, it's like just before they go live, he's just going, I dribble well, I do this.
Well, for anyone who doesn't know, I don't want to get sort of too old manny on everyone, but when Ronaldo was at United, he was quite a frustrating player for them, wasn't he? He kind of did too many tricks a lot of the time, didn't he? And it was only that sort of final season and a half where he really, for the first year or two, and he was hated by away fans because he dived all the time, didn't he? When he dived all the time.
When diving wasn't normal.
Yeah. You never would have expected him. You knew he was a good player, but then that final season at United, Christ alive, like 35 goals or something like that. So it's, yeah.
We just had a save from Portugal there. That would have been France scoring. That would have been. I would have had to change the graphic.
You would have had to change the graphic
to the one that we really want. So I want Hungary to hold on for as long as they can, just long enough for France to score. Then the graphic that we all want to see will come up. So if you're just joining us now, this is the lockdown. The lock-in. We're not in lockdown anymore. It's the lock-in podcast. It's usually me and Baz. Baz is running a bit late. He's not running late for the podcast because it normally starts at 9. But I decided to start it at 8 tonight so we could talk Euros. We can watch the last 2 games because as an England fan, they're the important ones because they decide who we're going to play in the next round at Wembley, which is exciting.
Yeah. And I like to. It was revealed today that the England squad are going to be they're going to be watching it as a squad tonight. They're all going to be. They're all going to be in the bar at the hotel.
Hopefully, they're under strict instructions after the next match, not to hug anyone, not to ruffle their hair, and not to stand for 2 minutes too long in the tunnel chatting.
I'm fuming because oh my God, Germany are through.
Oh! How did that not go in?
Oh,
go on, John. Well done, Hungary.
But what annoys me about the Scotland thing, and it's not a thing on Scotland because it could be any other team, but we have 2 players that have to isolate because they came into contact with Billy Gilmour indoors for 22 minutes, less than a metre apart or 2 metres apart or whatever. Now, but we can swear on here, can't we? It's
yes.
bullshit.
Oh yeah, we've clicked the button that says mature content. Go for it.
It's bullshit that not a single Scottish player had to isolate. I'm not saying all of them, but if you're telling me that in the last 4 or 5 days around the team hotel and around when they're playing pool and table tennis and Xbox and all those things, not one Scottish player was close to Billy Gilmour for more than 15 minutes. It's bollocks. It's absolute bollocks. I mean, to be honest,
it's a breach of protocol thing, isn't it? It's 2 footballers being stupid, not knowing the rules, and that's what it is. I mean, and 100% with you. Logic says it doesn't make sense because, like you say, I mean, they've all come down on a coach or whatever from Darlington where they're based. So the whole team have been close to, or someone sat next to him on the coach for 4 hours or whatever, or the plane or whatever they came on. But logic says it, but it's just FIFA protocol or UEFA protocol was more than 20 minutes means that that's it. Or whether it was UEFA or whether it was Health England or whatever. But somebody somewhere should not have let that happen because footballers are too stupid to know that.
Yeah,
but somebody somewhere shouldn't have let it happen.
And also, I don't mean this as a knock because I really don't mean this as a knock. But they are young. I mean, Mount is, 20? And, Billy Gilmour is, 17, 18. And Chilwell is only, early 20s. And you're not thinking about it. You've got your adrenaline up. You've just played football.
Footballers can't think for themselves, mate. They can't think for themselves. And I kind of mean that in a bad way, but not as well, because they don't have to. They never have to. A friend of mine, it was I say a friend, a dad of the football team that my son used to play for, was he's the head tactician or video analyst or whatever for Man City. So Shay's football team got to go around the training ground and all that, and they met his wife, and his wife was basically she's one of the many PAs that these footballers have. So at Man City,
player liaisons,
and do you know what? They don't have possession of their own passports. All the players' passports are in a safe at the training ground at Man City, because they're too stupid to figure out when it should be renewed, to not leave it down the back of the sofa, to do But it goes further than that. These people who are employed by Manchester City pay the gas bill, pay the electricity bill, sort all of that stuff out. So these footballers are wrapped in cotton wool. It's true, and it's not a criticism of them. Look, if I could get all that done, but I pretty much do. Just don't tell the wife. But do you know what I mean? That's my life also. I don't touch bills and I don't touch passports. They're all sorted by the wife. But yeah, I mean, if you don't if you don't have to take responsibility for yourself, then you don't. And that's what these young lads have done. So, like I say, somebody somewhere. Oh
no!
He just hit the bar.
Yeah, it's not. It isn't like a knock on what's happened to Mount and Chilwell. The rules have been broken. Fair enough. Chilwell, for whatever reason, Southgate just doesn't want anything to do with Chilwell. And I hope that Chilwell's walking around the training ground with his Champions League medal around his neck. They're knocking on the door. I think the term is knocking on the door. So for whatever reason, Southgate doesn't like Chilwell. Fair enough. But Mount is quite important because, well he is. He's kind of the only. Yeah, but then yesterday having a forced change put on, is maybe not the worst thing. You know, they could have a play around, but I still don't think it matters.
I think it couldn't have happened at a better time. If it was going to happen, it happened at the best time.
Yeah.
Because we'd already qualified. We'd already mathematically qualified before last night. On the whole third place gets you through if you manage to not lose 2 games, which is stupid for a start. Yeah, but we'll chat more about stuff like that when Baz gets here, because I want to have a full-on chat about stuff. But yeah, I mean, we quite possibly would have changed the team up and things like that. And I think that Mount is more important to England than Chilwell, but we also have more options to replace Mount than we do for Chilwell, to be honest. I think because we've got lots of creative midfielders. We're not crying out for creative midfielders.
No, I think Chilwell. I mean, who's ahead of Chilwell? Shaw and Trippier for some reason.
You've got to be gutted. You've got to be gutted if you've got a Champions League medal. You play for your country, and somebody who doesn't play in your position gets in your position before you do.
Yeah, but it's just one of those things with the manager. For whatever reason, Southgate likes who he likes. But I do think that Mount is going to be a pivotal England player for the next 12 or 13 years. I really do. I think he is. He can defend, he can attack, but you're right about other players being able to come in. But they kind of play with a slightly different system, or at least it looked like that way. Like Kane was dropping so deep last night.
He had to.
He was like playing in front of the back 4 at some points.
He was even deeper against Scotland. He got a lot of stick, and I'll come on to this later when we go into the proper discussion about things like this. But Kane came in for a huge amount of stick after the Scotland game, and because he barely touched the ball. Now, getting the ball isn't Harry Kane's job. Harry Kane's job is putting the ball in the back of the net when somebody gives him the ball. So all these pundits that were saying, oh, Kane didn't look himself. Kane barely had the ball. And half of the time when Kane touched the ball, he was not just in the middle third. He was in his own half. And that shouldn't happen. He shouldn't be there. He shouldn't need to come that deep to get the ball.
Do you think there's anything in this? It didn't look like it last night, but they were talking about it on the radio this week. Like the Man City move looks like it's going to go ahead. Do you think he has in his mind, I can't get injured? Because if he gets injured, he loses millions and millions and millions of pounds.
I don't think Harry Kane's like that. I might have read him wrong, but I think Harry Kane is England captain. He's proud to be England captain, and he's a fabulously wealthy man anyway. I think that, there are a lot of mercenary footballers who only care about money. I don't think Harry Kane's one of those. I think if you said to Harry Kane, you'll win the World Cup with England, but never play a football match again after that, I think he'd take it.
Yes.
He just strikes me as that. I might be completely wrong. I've never met the guy, obviously, but that just seems like the type of guy. He just strikes me as that type of guy, that he is fiercely proud to be an England player and fiercely proud to be the England captain. And I think that I just think he's, he isn't firing on all cylinders, but to get the amount of stick he got after the Scotland game, and the Scotland game was not his fault. The Scotland game was the fact that every time Rice and Phillips got the ball, they passed it backwards. and we let Scotland play around with the ball and let Scotland have far too much possession. We didn't put any effort. There was no urgency. There was no, there was no closing them down. It's just it was ridiculous.
I think the way I have a theory that the level that Scotland took the England game at, because it was like their cup final, the England game, they put so much emotional dedication into that game that they sort of almost didn't think about the Czech Republic and Croatia in like the build up to it. Whereas if they'd been a little bit more, I don't know, I don't know, but I kind of thought I didn't really want them to go out. I quite like the idea of them being in a knockout game. I thought that could be quite fun for the country. But then with the ease that Croatia beat them with, you're like, okay, you're a long way off your level. Scotland are a long way off their level.
I've got a lot of detail on that. I'm going to wait till Baz is here, so maybe at half time or later on. I've got a lot to say about Scotland, so strap yourself in for that one when it comes. Adam the Gardener said that England are playing counter-attack football. The problem is no one is driving the midfield to supply him, and that's 100% true. We sat too deep. Something's happened. I think France may have given away a penalty.
Oh, hello.
I think.
Oh, there's yellow cards. We want yellow cards. We want cards.
Well, the yellow card's out, but I think it's. I didn't see the incident. I was chatting. But yeah, I totally agree. But the question is, why are we playing counter-attacking football against Scotland?
Yeah.
We should be bossing Scotland. We should, and that's not arrogant England versus Scotland. That's just FIFA rankings. If you're playing one of the lower-ranked teams, the third or lowest-ranked team in the tournament, you should not be at home in front of your own fans. You should not be inviting them on and hoping to catch them on the break.
Not only that, you've got to win in the first game. You've won the first game. You've got 3 points on the board. Now, the time for caution maybe is if you've only got a draw, or if potentially you've lost the first game, because then you're like, okay, a win and a draw will do us here. But you've won the first game. If you win the first game, you're pretty much guaranteed to go through, because all it takes is a draw.
A point's good enough out of 2 games because of the ludicrous 2014 thing. Yeah.
Well, if you think this is ludicrous, wait until the 2026 World Cup.
Oh, I'm already. My blood's already boiling about it. It's
there's going to be like there's going to be. I think there's going to be a Group P or something like that.
Oh, I've just seen a replay. Lloris has gone to punch the ball and has just punched the Portuguese player, whose name I can't see, in the side of the head. So he's gone to punch the ball, missed the ball, and punched the player in the side of the head. And he's still down on the deck. He's been down about 3 or 4 minutes. He's just being led off the pitch now.
Yeah, there he is. Yeah. Let's stick with Portugal for a minute.
Yeah. I'll keep you up to speed with anything that happens in Munich as well. But yeah, that's the. I agree that was the problem. That was the frustration I had with the England-Scotland game.
Yeah.
I mean, he's punched the guy in the side of the head. Do you know what I mean? It is a penalty, but it's one that's like the keeper's version of a mistimed tackle. What just happened there?
You might have changed the graphic in a minute.
Oh God, what happens if France score?
I don't know. We're going to be relying on the BBC, and that's a statement you never want to say.
Oh Jesus! It's too complicated for my tiny brain. I need to remember what was.
Is he scoring it? Is Ronaldo scoring this, or is Lloris having it?
Yeah, it's not a free kick. Ronaldo's free kick record is dreadful, by the way. Absolutely, international free kick record is dreadful. Here we go.
Bang!
And he scored it. He doesn't make a mistake. So it was France on 4, Germany on 3, Portugal on. What were Portugal on? Oh God, I can't remember.
2. Hang on.
Oh, I can't remember. 2 was it? No.
Hang on.
No, Portugal were on 3 as well, weren't they?
Well, with Group F, Portugal were on 4. Yeah, so Portugal must be. France must be back down on 4 and Portugal on 6. So at the moment, I think we are playing France, because it will
because
go.
Hungary leading at Germany.
Yeah, they're on the same goal difference, but it then becomes a head-to-head record, and France beat Germany, didn't they? So at the moment,
head-to-head in this head-to-head comes before goal difference even.
Oh, does it? Oh, then
yeah,
and then at the moment, I believe we're playing France.
Oh, God.
Which is not something we want.
No, we need France to score a couple of goals.
So basically, we want anything to happen. We want any goal anywhere.
And I was about to say we might as well book our flights home already, but they're already there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so what's your I mean, another thing that I wanted to chat about briefly, and I mean briefly, is that Adam was saying that about the referees seem to be letting play go on, more, and everyone's like lauding the referees and VAR for getting everything right. And at the risk of sounding like Roy Keane, we shouldn't be lauding that. That's their job. Getting decisions right is what they should be doing. We shouldn't be holding these up and go, aren't these referees brilliant? They're doing all this. That's what they should have been doing anyway. It's nice. Don't get me wrong. It's nice that they are doing it. And it's good that VAR's quicker, seems to be getting the things right. Referees seem to be doing things right. And they're letting the game flow more. But that's just what football should be like, isn't it?
Yes. Do you know why VAR is quicker at the Euros?
No.
Each game's got 4 video referees.
Wow.
That's I didn't realise, and they were talking about it on TalkSport yesterday, saying the reason why it's so quick is because there's 4 video referees on each game, and effectively 2 of them look at an incident, and it's almost like a boxing referee. You know, the boxing referees all push a button, or like one of the systems is they all if they all score within a certain amount of time. So both of them look at it and say, penalty, do you concur? I concur. Penalty. Whereas you don't have one referee sitting there going, oh, I don't know. Whereas there's like 2 of them looking at each incident out of the 4, and they say, no penalty, do you concur? I concur. No penalty. So that's why it's so much quicker.
See, I thought with 4 it turned into like a jury, and they'd have to go out to a hotel. They'd have to go to a hotel overnight to decide because there's so many of them.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely quicker.
Yeah, and that is a good thing. And like I say, it does make a change, and it is nice, and it's all of those things. It can only be positive. But yeah, all the pundits and the commentators and everything saying, "Oh, isn't it great that this is?" No, we shouldn't notice referees. We shouldn't, Ooh.
Yeah.
I mean, they're doing the job. Do you know what I mean? And like I say, at the risk of sounding like Roy Keane, it's his job.
Yeah. Well, especially now they're professional. They earn good money, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
It's yeah, that was that was almost.
If he'd have just got in front of Rudiger, then that would have been 2-0.
I hope if we do have to play Germany, I hope they don't wear black. They look very scary in black, don't they?
Let's go no further with that.
Yeah, no.
I hope you're not going somewhere I don't want you to go.
No. But they do look. they do look very scary, all in black. It's yeah.
Nice to watch 80s football again. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It would be. And do you know what? As a fan of a team that...
Here we go. Oh, hang on. Oh, no.
Oh, it's far too deep.
Yeah.
As a fan of a team who were so unjustly thrown out of the Football League and are now starting at the Northwest Counties League, I can absolutely concur that 80s football was best because it's back to what it is. So, but do you know what? I if I could turn back time, I would change it and keep burying the Football League, obviously. But
so it's very
to be able to watch a team where they're playing because they like it because they get paid fuck all, and you can have a pint next to the ground, and there's no segregation, and you can chat, and you can go for and it just all of the stuff that you loved about football in the 80s is what you still get there. So yeah, as a bit of a respite to image rights, agents, all that shit. It's just there's something pure about it.
One of my best pals is a shareholder at AFC Wimbledon, and he put his £1,000 in when they started, and they were doing the trials up at Wimbledon Common, and they honestly thought nothing would come of it. And they started from absolutely nothing. They didn't have a points deduction or anything like that. They started from nothing. And now they've got the new stadium. They're in League One.
Yeah.
They've got like a new stadium and everything like that. And that, it was a long time ago, but it doesn't feel like a long time ago now. It's, so you just don't know what's going to happen.
And that's it. And a lot of people are saying, I mean, the Bury situation, there's half of them are saying, yeah, let's go with this new one. The other half are saying the old one's not dead yet because there's still a piece of paper at Company's House in London that suggests that we still exist. But yeah, I just think, people are saying, oh, it's all right, we'll be back in the EFL soon. And I was like, the way we were treated by the EFL, I'm in no rush to get back into it. I'm just going to be happy to enjoy like proper football for a while. So yeah, hopefully we'll get back.
There is one quite big thing that we haven't noticed. If it stays like this, Germany are going out. Germany are bottom of the group.
Wow.
Portugal are on 6, France are on 4, Hungary are on 4, Germany are on 3. Germany are going out.
Wow.
So it's not just that we wouldn't be playing Germany. Germany wouldn't be in the contest. So it's not like, so now the German players will know that. So Germany are now playing for their lives. They're not playing to see who they get to play in the next round. They're playing to stay in the competition.
And I don't know if you've got the Germany game on now, but if you look at the weather, if ever there was a leveler, look at that.
Yeah.
That is horrendous. That is not the weather you want to be playing 37 minutes into a game, 1-0 down against a team like Hungary. That is not the weather you want to be playing in.
Yeah. And the Hungarians can play in rain. It's not like it's not like in the World Cup where you get adverse weather and it's like
no.
when you're playing in the Far East, like the Japan World Cup, and it's like 41 degrees with 98% humidity, and Paul Scholes is having to try and play in it. It's kind of, oh, here they come.
Come on.
Here they come.
He was right in the headlines as that left his foot, wasn't he?
And I think a special mention in Munich for the fact that they have limited capacity on the stadium, but all of them are behind the goal.
Yeah.
So there's absolutely
that 4,000 or 5,000 behind the goal. The Hungarian fans are socially distanced from everybody else.
Yeah, I think the stewards have just
but not from each other.
The stewards have just given up. But Hungary are in quite a good place with the virus because they bought a load of Sputnik 5, didn't they? They bought a load of the Russian vaccine. So, and they got in trouble with the EU. The EU said, "Oh no, please, do you have to buy it?" And then actually one of the British labs got Sputnik 5 and analysed it and said, "Yeah, no, it's legit. No, it's fine." And Hungary bought a ton of it. So Hungary are actually quite well vaccinated.
Well, that's why the talk was that if the English FA couldn't guarantee decent crowds for the semis and the final, they were going to take them away and give them to Budapest.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you saw the game from Budapest the other day. It was a full stadium.
Do we miss out Hernandez yellow card? Where's our German friend in the chat? I'd quite like
Martin. Martin's gone quiet in the chat for very good reason.
He's gone very quiet. I saw a German flag being waved in the comments, and I noticed that it's not being waved at the moment.
Yeah, he's gone very quiet.
Oh God, it looks like the German players look like they're in wetsuits now in their black kit, don't they?
Oh, Griezmann's got a yellow card as well, apparently. Many thanks to Adam the Gardener for. Oh, Martin's here.
Well,
keep the faith, Martin. Keep the faith, Martin. And nothing personal, but I hope it stays this way. Actually, no, I don't. I don't hope it stays like this. I only want Hungary to beat Germany. Oh, there we go. As it stands, France have already qualified anyway. Portugal are top with 6. France are second on 4. Hungary are third on 4, and Germany, as Phil said, are bottom with 3 points.
Yeah, this is...
And Hungary, all of a sudden, Hungary look like a decent enough outfit, to be honest.
Yeah,
they're scrappy.
No, if you watch Hungary now, as opposed to plucky underdogs, look at them as a potential opponent for England, and it's not going to be an easy game. it's not going to be an easy game.
Like I say, that weather's a leveler as well. I've just had a message from Baz. Baz is going to join us at half time. As you know, if you're a regular watching this podcast, it's usually from 9 o'clock, and me and Baz chat as if we're in a virtual pub. Let's just treat Baz as the mate who's late. He's his mates have been sat watching the game and he's late.
Well, it's going to be.
He's going to turn up at half time, and then half time's a good time to come because we can have some good chats without fear of missing any football. So yeah, I've got some questions that I want us all to ask, and people in the chat section can give their opinions as well. But yeah, I've got quite a few things. I've done more research and preparation for this podcast today than I normally do. Also, what I want to do is I want to show you. Do you want to appreciate my background? Is I'm currently staying at my mum's house. This is my stepdad's office. Also, my bedroom, because my bed is just down there on a fold-down bed. But also, I've nearly finished this bottle, so I'm going to get another one. From my electric,
you've got a cool box.
I've got an electric cool box behind me.
I keep meaning to get a cool box for lives. So then I've got beers near me. But then the problem is the restricting factor then is then going to the toilet because you still need to go for a wee. But
yeah, well, I bought a fridge. So at home in our office, which is where I normally do the podcast from, I've got a fridge that only contains beer and prosecco, which is literally I don't even need to move out a shot. I just open it and then bring one out like that. It's perfect.
And if there's any youngsters watching, then beer and prosecco together is a lovely combination for a hangover. It really is.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, I'm very well versed in drinking one, then switching to the other, and sometimes switching back. So I'm quite good at it. There's not many things I'm very good at in life, but yeah, that's one of them. Showing a replay of that Hungary goal. That's a class goal.
Yeah, no, I hate it when they show replays. It's a bit like when they show replays of wickets in the cricket, and you're sort of half watching, and you see the replay, and you think, "What the hell?"
Mate, I was. I've got a great story about that. I was in Amsterdam. Yeah, I won't go into any more detail than that. But I was in a cafe in Amsterdam, having a few beers and other stuff that cafes in Amsterdam allow you to have. And me and the wife were just sat watching it with we saw a TV on, and we were the only people in this cafe. It was a bar as well because it's all beer. So we were just like, yeah, doing what you do. And then we saw the TV, and I said to him, I said, have you got, can you get English channels on that? He said, yeah, I've got Sky Sports. I was like, you stick the cricket on. Anyway, he put the England cricket match on. And it seemed that every time I looked up, we lost a wicket. And I was just like, oh my God. And I'd had so much of what the cafe had to offer that I was stood on a high stool, and I was scared. It felt really high up, so I was scared to even get off it. But then I needed a wee so badly that I needed to go. So I stepped down, and I was just like, this is ridiculous. I can't believe we're getting battered at the cricket and all this kind of stuff. So I went down and walked in front of the TV where I could see what the score was. We'd only lost 2 wickets. I thought we were about 8 down.
Or it's when it's raining, you turn on, you don't realise that it's raining, and they're showing like highlights from the day before.
Yeah,
and you're like,
or even a couple of years before. Since when has Ashley Giles been playing for us?
I remember when we came over to Ireland, about 14 of us came over for a wedding in Ireland, and we got there on the Thursday, and England were playing. It was in July. I can't remember who we were playing. But we were playing. It wasn't like Australia. But it was a test match, and we went into a pub in County Wicklow in the little town that we were staying in.
Well, I think France might have a penalty here.
Oh, who's got a penalty? France?
Yeah, I think so.
Let's have a
look.
It
looks that way.
Oh, the Portuguese look upset. Oh, was it inside the box?
It was inside the box. Is there anything? Is that a penalty, though? That's not a penalty. You're allowed to go shoulder to shoulder. You can't give that.
Not with Mbappe. You're not. You're not allowed to with Mbappe.
That can't be a penalty.
No, Mbappe's special. You're not allowed to touch him.
Did what you didn't see was Pepe went to the ref. That should be a sending off offence.
Oh yeah, you're not allowed to reference the VAR, are you?
No, it's not a sending off offence.
His arm was high.
Be a penalty.
I hope he has to go and look at it on the monitor. I always like.
If VAR say that's a penalty, then you literally cannot defend. Don't get me wrong. I want France to score. I want France to score twice, but
it's very passionate ref. A very passionate ref.
Penalty check. It's just he's going like this. You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to hold somebody off.
Over.
Oh my God. Okay, so football's dead, but we might get a goal that we want.
Yes.
Look at Benzema.
Yeah,
terrifying.
Let me go to the data center and see what it would do for they scored it and the
it's in 1-1. So
yes,
1-1.
that puts them
France on 5, Portugal on 4, Germany. So it's back to Portugal.
I think it's back to Portugal.
Yeah, because France will be on 5.
Yeah, it's back to Portugal. Yeah, back to Portugal.
Because Hungary can't get above Portugal, irrespective of the goals they score, because they lost to them. That's right. Did they?
Yeah.
Who did Hungary draw with?
What was that? Sorry.
Who did Hungary draw with? They got a point, didn't they? Anyway,
with France. Yeah, they drew with France.
They did, didn't they? Yeah. So yeah, because Portugal beat Hungary, that goes before goal difference. So yes, right. So it's now Portugal, which is decent. I'll take that.
Yeah.
I can't wait for Baz to come for the second half so you can see what this graphic looks like when there's 3 people on the screen. It was very well designed.
I know you're super excited.
And it's half-time. It's half-time in Munich.
So do I drop in between the as it stands? Where am I?
You'll get Baz will go down there, but I'll switch it around. So it'll be me here, Baz will be over there, and you'll be in between Portugal and the lock-in logo.
You got too much branding. If you get an advertiser, you're going to have to put them somewhere as well.
Don't worry about that. If you get an advertiser, I'm going to scroll it across all our faces through the whole thing. Don't worry about me, pal. I'll sell my soul to the devil. I don't care. Look, I don't have a job, mate. I've got to make money somehow.
Yeah. Oh no, that's cheered me up. That as a little bit.
So yeah, halftime in Munich is Germany's 0. So Germany 0, Hungary 1, and we're getting towards the end of the France game. They are nearly 4 minutes into 3 minutes of injury time.
It's a full-on.
The penalty happened in. I presume that's because the penalty happened in stoppage time. So
yeah, and they had quite a lot of. Oh yeah, I was going to say. I mean, the added time. The added time is a bit of a joke because if you look at when Lloris punched the guy, that went on for longer than 3 minutes.
The worst one was the other day. I can't remember what game it was. They said there was going to be 5 minutes of stoppage time, and there was a goal and a celebration, etc., that went on for ages, and they still finished at 5 minutes.
Yeah. It's the same with the Champions League. Champions League, like you can have about 5-6 minutes.
Stop going on about the bloody Champions League. We get it. Chelsea won, all right.
We won the Champions League. I know. And it was all the sweeter because, like the last one, it came out of nowhere as well. It broadsides you. It sort of it catches you by surprise, and it's kind of almost for the sweeter. And that will be how I think England will win a major tournament. I think it's just going to catch all of us off guard. I think it's going to be a year, maybe 10 years from now. I don't know. And we're going to have a useless team, and we're going to not even think about it when we go there. And
that's halftime in the France-Portugal. Yeah. Where is that game, by the way?
Is it in Portugal?
I don't know. I don't think Are there any games in Portugal?
Yeah, let's have a look. Hang on.
I don't think Portugal are I don't think a Portuguese city is a host city, is it?
I don't know. Hang on.
Anyway, 1-1. That makes it interesting. Yeah, I'll take that. I tell you that, like I was saying before, my preference of opponents for England for the next round is so France on 5, Portugal on 4, Hungary on 4, Germany on 3 points. So as it stands, we play Portugal. And like I said to you, Phil, before we came on, my preference of opponents for the next game would be Hungary first, Portugal second, Germany third, and France fourth.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's here. He's made it here. He's late to the pub, but early as well. He's 9 minutes early, but he didn't get the memo. Something like that. Anyway, so let me just flick it down here.
Oh, there we go.
Here he is. Look at him.
I better turn you off on the
Phil, like we've invited him in now. Baz is late as well, and we haven't had time to check your audio, Baz. So can you speak to us?
How's this?
No, it's terrible. Can't hear you.
Right, let's have a fiddle what you usually do at the start.
Oh,
See, this is what normally happens behind the scenes. This could take a while.
oh, that's all right. Lampard's in the studio. I didn't know Lampard was in the studio.
Oh, Frankie.
But he's got to get out there, hasn't he? He wants a Crystal Palace job.
Test
Does he?
1, 2, 1, 2.
No, try again, Baz.
What's he got in front of him? What's Baz got in front of him? Has he got like a... I like to imagine there's a big load of transistors. He's got a proper mic.
He's got a beaver by the looks of things.
There's 2 mics.
There you go. See, this is what people normally miss out on. Me going like literally for 5 minutes before every show, I just sit there and go, no.
Fiddle some more.
5 minutes until Baz sorts his shit out. But he's here now. Hello, Baz. Baz,
hello.
everybody's saying hello to Baz in the comments. Hi.
Good evening, Phil. How are you?
I'm good, Baz. I'm very happy to talk to you. We were talking about you in a live the other day. I think your TikToks are some of the best looking on the app.
Thank you.
I honestly think they're immaculate. They are absolutely immaculate. I thoroughly enjoy them.
Well, I'm colourblind, so I bump the colour on everything.
Are you really?
Yeah. So I just make everything brighter than humanly possible.
So when you dress, because you get it, your style is very, very good.
If you notice, I only ever wear the same colours. I wear red and then blue.
Do you want me to leave?
No,
Leave
we
you
just,
to do it.
Everyone knows.
it's half time. I've never spoken to Phil before.
I've got plenty of stuff for us to chat about.
Go paint your decking again. We're talking about TikTok.
Well, to be fair, I was like, oh yeah, shall I just check how many views it's had second time round?
So Phil wanted to say this. This is a new location this evening, so I can watch the television. So
Brilliant.
I like it, Baz. And do you know what? You've made me and Phil were quite happy looking the way we did, and then you come in looking like you've stepped in straight from Instagram.
Well, I walked in. I was disgusting from work today, and I thought I'd have a shower and I'd get myself a bit spruced up. So, yeah, there you go. I'm back at work now, and I'm not enjoying it very much. So
I didn't think like that. But yeah, it's like that's one of the perks of being retired, such as I am.
Well, I thought I was. I thought I was, but now I'm not.
What do you do for a living? Oh, I post a decking video once a week.
How very dare you? It's only the second time I posted it. I was looking at the because the reason I posted that one again is because I was downloading a load of my I was uploading a load of my videos to Dropbox to post them on like Instagram and YouTube Shorts and things. So I posted, and that one came in, and I was like, I wonder if I've ever reposted it. And I was like, what a stupid thing not to do. It had 26 million views first time around. Yeah. Why wouldn't you post it again? So I did. I posted it again 2 days ago, and it's had another 4.5 million views. So and I think that's the way forward. I'll just say to my wife, I was like, if I do that once a month, I'll probably get a decent income out of it.
You'll just become like one of those musicians who had like one hit song that got used by a massive movie or a massive
But Baz and I were sadly we've had to postpone our live event. We were due to do a live event in Malin, but with the date being moved, we didn't think there was much point if we can't mix and socialise and have a drink with people. So we've postponed it. It's probably going to be September now, but the point is it like you're saying, about the people who do one song and then just get a 50-year career out of playing that one song. It's like, I might as well do live events. I might as well just stand there, not talk, and just get a broom out and start doing the deck in the corner and just go like that. It's me.
It's worth noting as well. Those people that had those one-hit wonders are still touring today.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They might be butlins, but they're still making money out of it.
Yeah.
Well, do you know what? I promised I was going to move away from Deck Talk because I got loads of not just views out of the first one. I had loads of spin-offs, and in the end, I was just sick of it. I thought there's more to me than the decking. But then, 2 days ago, I was just like, well, I'll just post it and see what happens. And like I said, there's another 4.5 minutes. So my two most viewed videos on TikTok are the decking with 26 million and the decking with 4.5 million.
I've got
what the people want,
which I will repost when the time comes. So what I'm waiting is like as TikTok keeps growing, like once TikTok gets to a certain point again, I will repost some successful ones I've had. But I've reposted a few ones which I posted that I thought would do really well. They didn't. And I thought, it was just a bad night. And I reposted them like a few months later. They did really badly again. I'm like, okay, right, I'm just wrong. I'm just wrong. I thought it was good. It isn't. But
I've done that so many times as well.
I've done that with ones. Baz knows the ones. I did a short series of like 3 or 4 kind of remakes of TV shows. I
love them.
Piss takes of TV shows. I did A Place in the Sun, where the idea was that they weren't allowed to move abroad because of lockdown, so the only place they could move was the shed in their own back garden, and like things like that. Just creatively and production values wise, by far my best work. TikTok algorithm just goes, nah, that's shit.
The good thing is though, that was the video that made me like follow you and think this guy's a genius.
It brought Baz to me. That's better than any number of views. It brought Baz into my life.
Just imagine though, if I hadn't have done it, I'd have probably found the decking video and done the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, we broadcast the podcast last week from an Airbnb in that kind of North Nottinghamshire or somewhere. It was me, Baz, and Joshua in the same room, and we broadcast it from there. And the guy who was the landlord of the Airbnb came and asked us what we were doing, and we were talking about.
He thought you were going to do something horrendous with Joshua, didn't he?
No, well, you said it. They said that we.
You two show up. You two show up like a couple of hours before, and then Joshua arrives,
and then the young guy.
What's going on?
The young lad, the young posh boy turns up.
Well, actually, it's more
we were talking about social media, and we were talking about Joshua's got like 1.4 million followers, and Baz has got 440 odd, and all this. And he was like, "All right, so what do you do?" And talking about Joshua, and then I was saying, I do this kind of like observational comedy, kind of dad relatable, that kind of vibe to it. And he goes, "Oh yeah." I said, "But ironically, my biggest video is just me painting the decking with a broom." He went, "Is that you? I've seen that, and I haven't even got TikTok." God's sake, I need to walk around with a photo of it on my chest.
No, it's really annoying. Like the Waitrose one that I did, that was when on my Instagram, on my private Instagram, I was getting tagged by people who don't even know what TikTok is, saying, "God, this guy sounds like you." And what it was there's loads of accounts on Instagram and Facebook that take successful TikToks and basically just steal them and repost them. Yeah. And I was like, oh crap, all these people know I'm on TikTok. And that was quite nerve-wracking. Then you see the views they've got, and you're like, for fuck's sake, you've got more than I have on Instagram. So a bit annoying.
I need to say hello to me. My nephew Archie. He says he knows where I am. He recognises this.
Is that his room?
It's Grandad Baz's office. This is. But yeah, I was last week. I was in North Nottinghamshire with Baz and Joshua. The week before, I was at Archie's house.
Next week, where are you going to be next week? Probably here.
I don't know. Is that soon?
Yeah, it's next week. So, like, are you going to come and stay here?
Yeah, why not?
There you go. We're all set up for you. We've got the bondage out and stuff like that, so it's fine.
As long as nothing changes with regulations and rules, and
I think you'll be all right.
As long as the First Minister of Bedford doesn't say that people from Greater Manchester shouldn't be travelling, then I'll be fine.
Our councillors spat the dummy when we were listed as one of the new sort of areas to still maintain a bit of lockdown. They literally said, "Well, they didn't tell us, so we're not fucking doing it."
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, Nicola Sturgeon said that that people from Manchester and Salford shouldn't go anywhere. She's got her wires crossed there because Bolton isn't in Manchester; it's in Greater Manchester. She said the city of Manchester and the city of Salford, which aren't the hotspots of it. So it's like, so we're all right because Bolton's one of the hotspots. Bury's not too bad. Blackburn's one of the hotspots, but apparently, if you live in either of those, it's fine. It's not a problem.
Well, I think Sturgeon needs reminding where the border is. To be honest,
I think she thinks it's just kind of North Manchester.
Yeah,
she doesn't want people coming in from that. Yeah. Anyway, boys, right? Let's talk football. Now that we can have a quick chat without kind of glancing either way. So yes, right. How are we finding the Euros so far? Well, Baz, you've probably not watched that much of it because you've been busy, haven't you? Or have you watched plenty?
When I get in, I tend to watch it on the catch up to stuff, and obviously I watched the England game last night because I was home for that one. But yeah, I haven't seen much of it, to be fair. But it's so heavily reported, you can't miss any scores going on, can you? And like if you pop on Facebook, it's just literally boom, there's the score for you.
The groups are always. It always feels like the calm before the storm, doesn't it? With the groups, it's kind of a knockout games where like it all becomes a bit more unmissable, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course.
I apart from England, I'll very rarely go out of my way to watch a group game. If I'm at home and not doing anything, and I go, "Oh, Belgium are playing," I'll have it on. But like the group game, but no, after tonight, that's when it starts for proper.
And that's why tonight is exciting because this is knockout because this is one of the groups where it is knockout because as it stands, as we know, Germany could potentially be going out of the Euros, and that's massive. That's big news. But also, as the graphics say, this is all about who England play in the next round. But,
exactly.
Okay, so boys, right? I've got a few questions. First one is, what's your best moment at the Euros so far?
Start with you, Phil, because I think you're better versed in football than I am.
Well, you could recreate this quite easily. The little car in the first game. The little car. I don't know why they didn't do it. I think Volkswagen would have sold 1 billion cars. I would have bought 2 Volkswagens by now if they'd continued to do it. I thought it was brilliant. It was. I was at the rugby at Twickenham, where they flew the rugby ball in on the foot of an eagle.
Yep.
And I don't know how rehearsals went, but it was up the top of the stand. There was a handler at the top of the stand and a handler on the pitch. The eagle took off, goes, "Oh, good, I'm an eagle. I'm doing what I need to do." 80,000 people are cheering. The slack in the line goes, it picks the rugby ball, and the eagle goes, "Oh, fucking hell, what the hell's going on here?" And basically, is like a stricken aircraft, like trying to do like a controlled crash into the guy on the floor. It all went horribly wrong. So when I saw a little electric car, I thought that's safe. It's a gimmick. Nothing can go wrong. So yeah, the little electric car. We should have more things like it.
Well, the rugby have used that in the past to take the tee out, haven't they, as well for the penalty kick? So
yeah,
we're underway in Munich, but not in the France game, which is a bit of an odd thing. I thought everything had to happen simultaneously.
I think they have to have 15 minutes, don't they? I don't know.
Anyway, Baz, what's your best moment?
Well, are these championships?
Yeah.
I'm going to be really slightly melancholy here. It was hearing that Christian Eriksen was fine after he came off the pitch. That's my moment of the whole thing so far.
Soppy bastard.
I know, but what was strange about that night? We were just going out for dinner and we were just waiting for the taxi to come when he collapsed, and I just sat here in dread. And I'm not usually that kind of person, but Obviously, he's a player that played for us at some point as well, and he's a brilliant player. And it's just when you get something like that, you just think the worst. And when his eyes were open coming off the pitch, I was like, that's brilliant.
Yeah, and for anyone a bit younger in here, we're all at an age now where you look at Christian Eriksen go down and you kind of think, right, he's a fit, healthy guy. We're all fucked here.
I need to stop walking up the stairs. I need to stop walking up the stairs so often.
Yeah.
But what's yours, Mike?
Okay, right. Here's mine. Mine is my favourite moment of the Euros was this morning. Waking up to the fact that Scotland are no longer in the Euros.
Oh.
And you know what? And I'll give you a valid reason why, okay?
Go on.
Scotland fans hate England because they don't stop banging on about 1966.
Yeah.
All I've heard for the past 2 weeks is 23 years since we were last in a tournament. Do you know what I mean? Like it was some kind of achievement getting to the Euros. There's 24 teams in it now. It's harder not to qualify now. And they're saying, oh, we've done, even Robertson in his interview after the game last night went, oh, we've done so well. We've created history. No, you haven't. Let me illustrate why Scotland didn't create history. Okay. So yes, they made their way to a tournament for the first time in 23 years, but they only qualified because there was 24 teams in the first place, right? Which is too many. They had 2 penalty shootouts in the playoffs, one of which was against Israel. Okay, so Israel are currently FIFA ranked below Haiti, Benin, and Oman. Okay, so this is them creating history by beating a team like that on penalties because they couldn't beat them in the two-legged game. They qualified in their group in 3rd place. Okay, the only teams they finished above in their Euro qualifying group were Cyprus, Kazakhstan, and San Marino. Okay. Honestly, the achievement of Scotland getting to the Euros is the equivalent of waking up and putting your shoes on. It wasn't any more difficult than that. Do you know what I mean? In the qualifiers, they lost 3-0 and 4-0 to Belgium. They lost their first qualifier game against Kazakhstan, 3-0. And this is this new... I know I've gone on a big old rant, but it needed to be hard because that's why I'm so glad. And don't get me wrong, my mum's Scottish, so I need to keep my voice down.
I need to counter that as well. I'm 54. Putting my shoes on is harder than you think.
Yeah. Oh, I'll tell you what. It's certainly harder than beating Cyprus, Kazakhstan, and San Marino to 3rd place in the qualifier.
San Marino is almost identical, from what I can gather, in size and population to if the Isle of Wight was an independent nation.
There you go.
It's pretty much, but it's just got a ridiculous amount of mountains. If you like skiing and dodging tax, it's unbelievably good.
And that's why they're shit at football, because you can't play football on the side of a mountain.
It's true. Although,
if you were to play football on the side of a mountain, the first half would be 15-0 to one team, the second half would be 15-0 to the other team, and every game's 15-all.
Well, there's the South American country. I can't remember who it is. Someone will probably throw it up in the comments. I think it's Peru, where they're not that great a team, but they play it.
Bolivia.
They play at something ridiculous, like 8,500 feet. The stadium.
Oh, France have scored!
Oh, have they?
Boys, look what we can do!
Oh, can you change this?
Here we go!
Hungary, is that guaranteed? Is that nailed on? And Germany is still going out.
Oh, hold on. No, it's offside. Oh!
That's by a shoelace. That is a shoelace offside.
He is offside, to be fair.
Yeah.
Oh, briefly, I was able to show it anyway.
I think everybody was very impressed. But he changed it back to Portugal.
Not happy. Come on, France. Oh, VAR goal check for some reason.
It's a goal.
What?
It's a goal. Yeah.
We're going back to it, boys.
Change the graphic.
Yes, look at that. There it is. As it stands, England play Hungary in the next round at Wembley.
Well, I mean, as I said at the beginning, right, let's not be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah,
Phil, it doesn't matter because I created 4 graphics to put in that little box there. and I've had to use all 4. So my time,
Yeah,
the time it took me to prepare those has been justified, because currently, as it stands, mark this in your diaries. This actually happened. As it stands, England will play Hungary in the next round.
Surely it's more embarrassing to get beaten by Hungary than the other teams, though, right?
This is the problem, and because the England players, in my mind, look like they need to come up against a decent opposition. I think they need, and I just don't know whether Hungary will get them fired up. Whereas,
I need to interrupt because I have some fantastic news for Martin as well. That goal for France means that it's currently Portugal that go out. Wow. Germany will be in 3rd place.
Oh, really?
Germany are now up to 3rd place because they beat Portugal.
Oh, it's all go. It's all go.
Because both Germany and Portugal are losing. They're now in 3rd place. But they might be in 3rd place, but they're only on 3 points.
Oh, yeah.
So say it quietly. But potentially, Germany and Portugal, if it stays like this, could both be going out.
Oh, this is very exciting. At least we didn't get all dressed up for nothing tonight, eh?
This is just no. Can we stop them? Can we stop the world turning for a minute and just recognise this?
Yeah,
that's unbelievable.
Yeah,
unbelievable, Jeff.
The lag on the BBC website is ridiculous.
Well, according to I'm on 2 TVs on terrestrial TV, so there's no Sky or BT or Virgin lag or whatever like that.
No.
And currently, the Germany game is 3 minutes just under 3 minutes ahead of the Portugal-France game.
Yeah, no, I've got the TV on point, but the actual website to bring up the tables and everything like that. Yeah. Can I just nip and get another beer?
You should, for sure.
Can. Off your pot.
I don't have a cool box like
or even a cool box.
A cool box, no.
Oh look! I've got a cool box.
Electric cool box. I'm surprised you can't hear the fan, to be honest.
That's an electric cool box.
It's an electric cool box.
How's that? Is that battery powered or is that on the mains?
No, it's on the mains.
So how do you leave the house?
It's on the mains at the moment, but it's one for a caravan.
Ah, there you go.
Into the thingy.
That makes sense. I thought it might actually have like a built-in battery or something which you'll power up like a phone.
Right. Sorry, I'm just. This has thrown me. This has knocked me for 6. This has. As it stands, Hungary qualify. Potentially Germany and Portugal. This group of death that we all assumed that Germany, France, and Portugal were going to come out of. As it stands, potentially Germany and Portugal are going home.
I can't believe the Germany game is going to end like that, though.
No, I think there's going to be more dips and peaks in this roller coaster before we're done here tonight.
Although Hungary do seem to have 10 at the back now.
One thing that I did want to say was I was quite looking forward to coming on with you both tonight because I haven't done like a live thing for a while. I've done a couple on TikTok. And then in this last week, I've done 2 podcasts. And I won't say too much because it won't be hard to guess which one's which. And all you got to do is go on Spotify in a week's time, whatever, when they go up. And both of them were fucking unbearable. They're these people who are effectively like radio hospital DJs who think that by inviting like half medium-sized accounts on, we're all then do posts about it and we'll grow their podcast.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
And they don't even watch your videos. They don't even. Oh my god! Yeah. So coming on with you two is actually nice.
Well, we understand.
What made you start TikTok? What made you start TikTok? What sort of stuff do you post about? Well, you could have watched it.
Oh, we've got a great guest on today. He's what's your name again?
I'm Phil.
Yeah. What colour's your decking, Phil?
I don't have any.
Is it Urban Slate by Cuprinol?
I've I've got a patio, but I've got to paint my fence at some point, so I might give that a go.
Mate, give it a go. I can't guarantee results on a fence. It's untried and untested, but,
I'm going to wait for Kelly to have another sound blow up.
I love the fact that, like, loads of people are like whenever something like that goes out, obviously they have had two go really big with that sound. Every so often someone would just go, can someone re-record that sound? That woman's voice is horrendous. So I just tag Kelly in it.
Her voice is all over Instagram now as well. Everything I got on there, her voice is on Instagram.
There's an American doing an impression of her that does the round. So someone did a spoof of it, and it was an American trying to do her accent, and it was grim. It was absolutely.
Kelly got involved in the comment section of that.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, and the girl who did it just climbed down massively. It went, "Oh, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean anything by it," and all this kind of like. And Kelly just went, "What's wrong with my voice?" or something like that. And the woman just climbed down so quick, like shinning down a fireman's pole. She was.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
Right. So let's have a recap as it stands. Still as it stands. I didn't think we'd have to use it. I'll be honest, I didn't think we'd ever need this graphic, but I made it anyway.
Well, the Hungary one.
As it stands, England play Hungary in the next round.
At Wembley.
At Wembley.
Oh, yeah. So because we... I'm in a muddle. So if we drew Germany, we'd be playing them in Munich.
No.
Is it at
that
Wembley?
Game is at Wembley. That game's at Wembley. Whoever qualifies for it.
So what's the game that's not at Wembley? The one after.
Yeah, there's no Wembley game in the quarters.
Right.
So there's a Wembley game in the round of 16. There's no Wembley game in the quarters, but both semi-finals and the final are at Wembley.
Yeah.
With, as it was announced yesterday, the two semis and the final will be in front of 60,000 supporters.
Yeah, I need to send another message to TikTok.
I mean, in fairness, we should all be in that stand of TikTokers, right?
It should only be So it should be 60,000 people, but it should be the top 60. Well, having said that, I might be getting ahead of myself. I don't know whether I'm in the top 60,000 TikTokers in the country numbers wise.
It should only be based on the. It should be ranked on your highest viewed post downwards. That means I get 2 tickets.
No, Kelly gets one of them.
Yeah. To be fair, I promised Kelly I would. When it first started going big, I said, Kelly, I'll give you 10% of the money. And at the time, that was roughly the equivalent of an overpriced gin and tonic in Newcastle. So I'm hoping she doesn't remember.
Yeah. I don't know how the money on it works. Sometimes I check every few days, and some days I think, oh, it's done okay.
Yeah.
And I thought it would have done a lot better. And other days you'd go on and you're like, really? You've given me that for what?
Okay, here's another question for you boys. What's been the best goal?
During these championships again, right?
Yeah. We're just talking,
I
know you're old, Baz, but you can't just keep going during the war. Do you know what I mean? It's like
you might have been.
We're talking about this. We're talking about the Euros that we're currently experiencing on 2 tellies.
There you go.
Germany corner comes over way too deep, goes out for a throw-in. Beautiful.
I'm on the.
Go on, what's been the best goal for you?
Oh. To be fair, I haven't, as you so rightly said, I haven't watched a great deal of it. Probably, I'm going to throw a curveball here. All of the own goals have been spectacular so far.
There's been a ridiculous number of own goals, haven't it? Particularly from keepers. 3 keepers have scored own goals.
So I saw the one today whilst I was getting ready, and that's an absolute howler, isn't it? Like it's literally waiting for it to come down and flapped it in.
Even as somebody whose second team is Newcastle via the Geordie wife, I can't give any defence to Martin Dubravka.
Well, he was. I saw all the goals of that. I saw all the goals of that, and he was woeful in every single one of those goals, wasn't he?
Yeah. Well, to be fair, after that first one, he's just gone. I'm going to go home now. That's it. so I can kind of understand. Oh, there's an appeal for a penalty. Oh, he's get.
Which
What?
game are you on?
I'm watching them both.
Yeah, hang on. Here we go.
Oh, I think it's.
Is that a handball?
Yeah, it's handball. It's a penalty to Portugal.
Oh my God! Oh, your graphic. Get ready with your graphic.
Oh, we might have to change the graphic. I need to calculate it again.
Oh, it's all go.
So that would put. Oh,
It's all go.
You got a spreadsheet there?
No, I'm not built for this.
I honestly thought I wouldn't need like a split screen setup. I thought just the main TV and just flicking between BBC One and BBC Two would do me. I didn't realise.
If this penalty goes in, it's going to go back to us playing Portugal, and it's Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, this is going in.
What I want? No, I want Ronaldo to try Panenka and the keeper just to go, cheers. There would be nothing more beautiful than that.
Yeah, because
much as Ronaldo is a phenomenal footballer, I think he's a bit of a prick. So let's hope he misses this.
Yeah.
Come on, Lloris.
Because this is for survival.
Here's an extra element. My daughter's got Lloris in her fantasy league team, so I want him to sky it so that Lloris doesn't get points for saving.
Oh,
put it over the bar. He wasn't going to miss, was he? Shite.
I'm slightly earlier than you are on this.
Yeah, I'm a bit ahead.
I don't know how, because I'm on bloody. I'm on the terrestrial thing. Maybe it's because we're up north.
Prioritise the south.
Yeah, I think they haven't done so far. So right, we're going back to Portugal then. So as it stands, we'd play Portugal, but behave yourself, man.
If what would be nice is if we play Portugal. So if it sort of stays like this, and then in the 89th minute, Ronaldo loses his shit and red card. Well, Ronaldo red card would really help us out.
Yeah,
either that. No, I mean, if it's in the 89th minute, we're probably not going to play Portugal again, so it'll benefit the other teams that would be playing afterwards. I just think 94th minute, it's 0-0. 94th minute, Jack Grealish fizzes in a cross and it goes off Ronaldo's arse into the top corner. That's what you want.
So you suggesting for a minute that Ronaldo would be in his own penalty box?
I reckon in the 94th minute, even he would be.
I don't think he would be. He'd just be hovering around the halfway line.
Mike, just a quick question. What's your goal of the tournament so far?
My goal, I've got two favourites, and it's not going to take you long to guess which ones they are. Schick from the halfway line and Modric last night. Can't think why. I mean, no, but seriously, they were the two quality goals.
They are great goals.
The fact that they were both against Scotland is purely coincidental.
You don't see people hit the ball the outside of their foot like that very often, do you?
No.
That was unreal. And again, I am genuinely not saying that because it was against Scotland. That was phenomenal.
And also, the other choice as well, for someone to literally, the ball bounces in front and just take one swipe at it and kick it that far into, that precise. Yeah, they're both really good goals, actually.
To be fair, for Schick's goal, I think David Marshall was on holiday at the time when he kicked it.
Shit!
It wasn't even the same postcode as his goal.
Schick. I mean, what I love. Well, Schick's was amazing because it was against Scotland as well. So it was a brilliant goal, and it was against Scotland. And if a great goal can be accompanied by a face-painted child crying on national television, then I
you know what I mean? It's got everything, Phil. It's got everything.
I love a great goal to be accompanied by the misery of fans that I don't particularly like. I like it to be meaningful. I didn't like it at Old Trafford when Fat Ronaldo went there and they gave him the standing ovation and everything like that. I liked it. I want to see the misery in the eyes of the other fans.
Do you know another thing that I don't like? Is when a player scores and he doesn't celebrate because it's against his previous team.
Yeah. You don't have that in international football.
So for Christ's sake. No, but do you know what I mean? It was like, celebrate. If I'm paying you wages now, I want you to bloody celebrate just as much as I celebrate. Anyway, what you were saying about fans crying, we were watching it last night. We were watching it after the England game. They showed the remnants of the. Well, that's a big cross. They were showing the remnants of the Scotland-Croatia game. Oh! Oh, no. Germany have just equalised. We're going to have to do some more maths.
Oh,
boys.
no.
Jesus Christ.
Hang on, the ref's getting involved, so hang on. Oh, the goalkeeper's in there. What's going on here?
Oh, it's all gone. It's all gone Pete Tong, and the whole thing's gone. That's it. Because I think that means we're playing Germany. It does.
The important.
It does. We don't need to do maths because both games are a draw. It's back to what it was when we started. I'm going to have to change this to England getting knocked out in the next round. Oh, hold on. Nah. Oh, they got me excited then. They showed a replay and paused it as the ball hit somebody's head. No, there's nothing wrong with that. It's a goal.
No, that's when you have Champions League winner Kai Havertz on the end of that. It's only going to end up in one place, isn't it?
For God's sake.
Hey, listen.
Do you know what? That reminds me when you say like his official title is Champions League winner. That reminds me of
every Chelsea player.
I was chatting to. I used to be. Well, I know a guy who won a couple of gold medals at the Paralympics. Okay, just throwing that in there. And when I first met him properly, I had a few.
Oh! They scored straight away. Oh no!
That's a good goal as well. That's diving in.
I'm really nervous that Mike's Paralympian story was a real tearjerker that we've just absolutely destroyed.
We'll get back to it. It definitely wasn't. But what the hell does that mean now? We're back to Portugal. I can't keep up with it.
Oh, fuck it and fuck your graphic. Let's just.
You know what? I know how Chris Kamara feels now. I know how Chris Kamara feels now. It's like, did he? Sure, Jeff. Did he get sent off?
I thought he was just running up the touchline.
You do quite a good impression. You do quite a good impression of Chris Kamara.
Maybe we should do a TikTok.
No. I learnt when I was on about 100 followers. Don't do impressions. Don't do accents.
No. And you'll have noticed that in all my. They do it like this in the UK. They do it like that in the US.
Do it yourself.
I don't even attempt. I just put a massive US flag across my chest.
No, if I can do a very good Ken Bruce, but I would never do it on the internet. If we meet, when we meet in person, I will do it offline. I'll do my Ken Bruce, and it'll blow you away. But I'm not even on the internet. The standard for everything on the internet is about 50 times higher than drinking in a pub. It's about
mate. I know that every time you get a cut, like just with the even I'm getting bored of talking at the back of the decking video. But do you know what I mean? But that one, it was just like loads of people go, "Why did you paint it grey?" I was like, "Why is your car blue, you dick?" Because I like it. Because that's the colour I wanted it, you fool.
Is our favourite England kit was grey?
Yeah, it was like.
Which was slagged off at the time. It was slagged off at the time.
Oh. Well, one person even put, "Will people please just stop painting wood?" I was like, if you've got a wish in the world, surely there's more important things to wish than that, isn't there?
Have you seen the post that's blowing up at the moment? It's really made me laugh, and I know when it's a good one because my friend's off TikTok in WhatsApp groups, sort of.
Oh,
blimey!
Sorry, Phil.
No, that's the guy who's doing an impression of the weirdo at the pub who comes and sits with you. So when you're out with your friends, this guy does this impression of the weirdo in the pub who comes over and sits with you and your mates. And he says all the things that person, and he absolutely.
Mate, you have to send it to me. It sounds amazing.
It's something that you don't even think about, and then you watch him do it, and you're like, "Oh my god, I've met 10 people like that over the years who come and sit with you. Do you not want me here? Do you not want me sitting here? I've got loads of friends; they're just not here at the moment." And it's brilliant.
Baz never met someone like that.
I just go down the pub and see who's there.
Yeah, Baz has never met anyone like that, but he recognises all those things you just said. It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's how I made all my friends.
Mate, that's what we do in our virtual pub every week, mate. I could be elsewhere. Do you know what I mean? It was just like, it's like, that's it, though. Oh, man. We are still only one France goal away from playing Hungary in the next round.
I've got to be honest, and I'm going to whisper this. Oh. Right, because this is a bit controversial. The football is shitting all over Laurie's fucking crossword.
That was last night, though, wasn't it?
That was very amusing. I enjoyed doing it, but this is the football is more amusing.
This is amazing, and this is why. I mean, we had other stuff planned for this. I mean, we were just going to sit and talk about the Euros, but I'm glad we've done a watch along because this is like the end of the season game with the Aguero goal. There's twists and turns, and I've had to use all 4 of my graphics for here because as it stands, we've been playing all 4.
I'd love it if you hadn't had to change it once. I'd love it if it just kind of all was 0-0. You just had to leave it as it was.
And that would have wasted 10 minutes of my life preparing them all.
I mean, the important thing that I think now is if we can take something from tonight, it doesn't matter who England are playing. All of these teams look beatable. Do you know what I mean? They all look... This Germany side...
Until tonight, I didn't think Germany were.
Well, the last game they played was ridiculous. They were so good in there, weren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, not so good tonight, though.
No.
Well, like I said, this is giving us hope because Germany schooled Portugal. Germany are currently losing to Hungary, and France drew against Hungary. So, you know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, we haven't set the world on fire at all. But
well, I had the tricky conversation this evening with my wife, saying, "Look, we're playing at 5:00 next." Tuesday. So it's because I'm very busy with work at the moment. I've got a cleaning company, Baz, so we're incredibly busy with everything reopening. Okay. And what I'm doing though is I'm blanking out huge spaces of time around the games, and I'm working all the other hours around it. And then on the Saturday, if we win next Tuesday, which is not a foregone conclusion, then the next one is 8:00 on Saturday the 3rd. Well, we're going to the Sioux on that day because it's my daughter's 5th birthday. So I had to sound it out with my wife. I had to say, like, what time will we be back? And she was like, why? And I said, well, I think I might go to the bench because the football's on, isn't it? I said, it might be a massive England game. And she said, we'll be back about 3. It'll be all right. So I was like, oh, yeah. So that's a result.
Whereas that'd be one of those where you volunteer to drive. So it's knocking on now. We need to leave.
It's one of those things where you know you're going to get fucked up. So you know you're going to be good for nothing the following day. So sort of in the 3 days leading up to it, you're doing everything. You're cleaning, you're putting everything out, all those DIY jobs you're doing, and then because you know on the Sunday you're going to be good for nothing. It's.
I just had visions of you like literally going, "Yep, there's a baboon. That's a lion. Quick, come on, hurry up. There's a tiger."
Yeah.
Come on, you've seen them all.
We're getting there for 10:00. We went last year, and it took 3.5 hours. So 3.5 hours is a benchmark, but it's fun. But I quite like it whenever now I think whenever now you hear, oh, we're going to go to the Sioux, I kind of think, oh, I'll be able to get a couple of posts out of that. So I don't know what they'll be, but when I'm there, I kind of think, oh, I won't need to worry about TikTok that day. I'll just find something when I'm at the Sioux.
Can I advise that you take a book of animals in case you miss any as well in your hurry?
Oh yeah, well my daughter's massively into Lion Guard on Disney, so she knows what all the animals are, including all the weird antelopes. She can tell all the antelopes apart.
Perfect.
But I've got no interest in animals that get eaten. I only want to see animals that eat other animals. I don't. The filler, like out in the, they've got a big field with all the antelope and stuff in it. I'm like, just put the lion in there and see what happens. Just sacrifice one of them.
Okay, so Portugal have just made a load of substitutions, including they've brought on Manchester United's Bruno Fernandes. Yeah.
Okay.
Was he not on?
Have you seen the TikToks? Have you seen the TikToks of the guy who does the commentary for FIFA, and where he's correctly pronouncing the all of the because you notice when you play FIFA, it comes out with some weird pronunciations, but it's how they're actually. So Bruno Fernandes is not Bruno Fernandes, he's Bruno Fernandes. So every time I see him, I have to say it like that now because of that. Because of the thing that on TikTok and YouTube, there's loads of them.
Well, Fred with United and Brazil is actually Fredge.
Fred.
Yeah.
Fredge the Reg.
No, I have.
Well, I always thought it was. Go on,
Baz.
No, Phil's a guest. You go first.
Oh, sorry, I was going to say I have no second language at all. I've got GCSE French and incredibly basic German, but probably not much any better than GCSE German either. I've got no other languages. I don't know whether you've got Irish, haven't you? Like,
well, I could say a handful of languages, a handful of words in Irish. Before I moved to Ireland, I knew that my son was going to have to learn Irish at school.
Really?
So in Ireland, they you have to study Irish.
Wow.
And but my daughter, if you go straight into high school, you don't have to. But I knew that my son was going to have to learn it, so I went on Duolingo and started learning it, only to find out that of the 3 dialects, I was learning the wrong one. So I was like, well, that's not going to do any good, is it? But there's places that are about half an hour away from where we live that Irish is the first language. There's little pockets.
Piss off.
Yeah.
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bloody hell. I mean, we used to holiday a lot in Wales, and I used to go on scout camps to Wales, and we'd go to places where you'd hear, in the pub, you would hear Welsh getting spoken. But when you went to the bar, I mean, I don't know what it is. I don't know whether they can just tell by looking at you that you're English, but like they just speak English to you. But then when you're sitting there, you hear people at other tables talking in Welsh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of schools where we are that they're trying to bring it back, or they're trying to grow it, similar to what they did in Wales. And there are high schools that are only taught using the Irish language, so they teach everything in the Irish language, and you get more. Basically, like you get points for your A levels and that to get to uni in the UK. The similar sort of system there, you get more points if you studied in Irish.
Oh, right.
To encourage people to go to Irish schools.
I thought there's probably some abstract way that Irish counties get more money off the EU for conservation of dialect or something like that.
There is. It's not from the EU, but there are funds out there to. Well, I mean, if you go over to Ireland, all the road signs have to be Irish first, then translated to English. All of them in the country.
What's
all Irish government documents are Irish language first, then English. But not many people speak it. But there are pockets of the country called the Gaeltacht, which it is technically their first language. If you go up there, if you go into a shop and a pub, you'll still be understood. But all the pubs and the shops up there will speak Irish before English.
Nice. When you go to Wales, you've got on the road. It's got, is it Headloo? It's got slow on the road and Headloo on the road.
Yeah.
All.
And, my mum used to live in Cardiff, so yeah, there was I wouldn't have a clue how to pronounce things, but I can recognise some Welsh words.
I love Cardiff.
Yeah, it's a good night out.
Yeah, I do like Cardiff.
Yeah, if you want to know the translation of Lloyd's Bank in Welsh, it's Bank Lloyd's Bank. Because it's Bank Lloyd's in Welsh and then Lloyd's Bank, and they just put the whole thing together.
Do you
Bank
know
with a C, Bank with a C, Lloyd's Bank with a K.
Do you know what microwave is in Welsh?
I know what it sounds like, but I'll let you finish it.
I think from memory, it's Poppity Ping.
It's something like that, isn't it? It's brilliant.
Ping, yeah. We went clay pigeon shooting in South Wales for a stag.
Of course you did.
It was on a stag do.
You're from Surrey. Fucking hell. It was that's like me saying I went to the shops.
Oh yeah, I can shoot. It was I had lessons. On shooting. I've never shot a living thing. But I've had clay pigeon shoot, and it's really therapeutic. I've never shot a living thing, but shooting clays is really therapeutic. It's like bowling. You know when you get the strike and you sort of just keep doing the same motion. But it's expensive. It's really expensive because the shells are, unless you buy them by like the 1,000. So if you just go along and buy like 100, it's like paintballing. Have you ever been paintballing? And like it's and you know how much they charge for paintballs? It's kind of like 100 paintballs is like £9, and you fire 100 paintballs like within a second.
We've had an update on Welsh. Apparently, Headley is police.
Oh, Headley's police. Oh, right, yeah.
I've been clay pigeon shooting once, and that's because we were over at Emma's mum's, which is in the area that we now live in, and a friend of mine lives in Northern Ireland, and we went to hers for New Year, and she lives in quite a rural part of Northern Ireland, and she said, "Oh, come with us, like New Year's Day. Traditionally, we have a shooting competition. All the local farmers come round, and it's like, and they'll even let you have a go, and it was like a proper competition. It's like, this many people, and your score gets you through to the next round. Anyway." This chancer from Bury got around to the final. Never shot in my life. No. And some guy just went, just shoot before it, because by the time your bullet gets or the shot gets there, it's got to come towards it. It was like, all right. So I'm just like half hung over with this shotgun going. And I got to the final. You should have seen, because these are like proper posh Northern Ireland farmers. And they're doing their nut of this chancer from Manchester just turns up, and he's just like, so I start giving it the large one about, no, I'm not the only person in Manchester who knows the way around a shotgun, pal. Do you know what I mean?
His head with his hacksaw was just sawing off the barrel. And
I've just never shot one this long before.
I've shot many times, but I've never paid for it.
You've always gone as a guest. That would be the way to do it.
Well, the company that I used to work for, we used to put on a thing called the Game Fair, and we were invited to loads and loads and loads of shooting days, sort of within that, because our whole show is literally about hunting, shooting, and fishing, or was.
But it's therapeutic, isn't it? If you take the fact that the device you're using is designed to kill, if you just talk about it as like a little clay disc, and it's just therapeutic. I just like it. It's like throwing darts in the pub, but every time you throw the dart, it costs you 75p.
Germany have equalised.
Change the graphic.
What the hell? Oh, that's back to. Oh shit, that's back to Germany.
Now we have to carry out the 22-minute ceremony of working out who.
No, we don't, because both games are draws. It's back to how it started. We're playing Germany.
It's not a problem. Not a problem. I think in Germany, providing we keep an eye out for Champions League winner Havertz, Champions League winner Timo Werner, and Champions League winner Rudiger, I think we'll be all right.
Sorry, I've only just realised the irony. Have you got the Germany game on?
At the moment,
put it on now.
I've only just realised the irony of the score as it is at the top.
The Hun.
Germany against who?
The Hun.
They can't play themselves.
Yeah, I wouldn't have said that on a TikTok live.
Exactly. Wow.
That was a great goal. Great goal.
This is terrible.
When you do the crossword with Laurie, because she does history crosswords, it's a TikTok filter's nightmare, a history crossword.
You feel like being ghosted in every single answer.
Yeah, there's so many trigger words that just through historical references you can't talk about on TikTok.
I'm devastated now. Devastated.
Look, we still got the game's not over.
Well, there's only 5 minutes on the Germany game. There's 8 minutes of the Portugal-France game. But it relies on Hungary scoring again.
Well, famous last words.
If Portugal score again, I think we might play them.
Hungary are surging forward.
Oh, they play some good football, actually.
Oh. Penalty! It's not really. That's me shouting for one. Sorry.
No. I like this. I like this referee. He's got a good look. This ref has.
Sorry, I just realised we were all silent there watching the telly.
No. Yeah.
Well, it was called a watch along. Do you know what I mean? We don't have to talk. We're just watching.
How was the podcast last night? Oh, I don't know. I was watching telly.
It got to the last 5 minutes and I couldn't take it anymore. I didn't feel like I had to speak. Yeah, so France are on 5, Germany 4, Portugal 4, Hungary 2, and by nature of the fact that Germany absolutely schooled Portugal, that's how they're qualifying as second. But it does mean that it was only about 15 minutes ago where we got excited. Well, I certainly got excited at the fact that Germany and Portugal could both be going out. Now they're both going through.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
You got to feel sorry for Hungary. You almost feel there should be a best fourth place. So you have all of the top 3. All of the top 3, and then 5 out of the 6 fourth place finishers go through.
Does that mean that Scotland go through?
Probably not. No, actually, Scotland, I think, would go out. So hang on. Turkey would go out. Turkey would go out.
Hey, but it was an achievement getting for the first time in 23 years.
Yeah, Turkey would go out over North Macedonia. North Macedonia will stay in because they're -6 on the goal difference, whereas Turkey. So North Macedonia would be through.
I mean, you say it like it's stupid, but it wouldn't surprise me if that's what happened in a few years.
Yeah.
It seems like it's getting harder and harder to not qualify.
Well, the problem is UEFA and FIFA don't really make any money off the leagues, do they? So they have no problem at all in burying the leagues with international football.
I'm okay with that. I like international football, but what I don't like is, like you said, how many teams is it? 44 teams are going to be in the World Cup next.
48.
48 teams.
Massive. Not at the next one. Not at the next one. No, in 2026, the proposal is 48 teams.
That one.
Yeah,
48 teams. That's a quarter of the teams in the world.
Yeah.
What's the point in qualifying?
It's bollocks, because if you think how many, because it's counterproductive, because you get so many of those games where it's, and no disrespect to, I don't know, you get like Cyprus play Panama. Or so, like, no one's watching it, are they? Like you get so many of those. Whereas what you really want in a World Cup is you want an absolute giant in each group, and then a pretty good team in each group, and then the majority of the games have some interest.
Yeah. Oh.
But yeah, it will drag on and on.
If they keep making it easier and easier, like I say, if I'll go back to my notes, if you've only got to finish above Cyprus, Kazakhstan, and San Marino to get a chance of getting through, like Scotland did, do you know what I mean? There's no point in qualifying. You might as well have a 198-team tournament. Just sod it. Just do it like go the whole hog.
They're out now, Mike. Let it go. Let it go.
I know they are, mate. I've had a great day.
It does seem it's like tantamount to that thing about, like fourth winner or whatever it is now. It's kind of like giving everyone a chance in the World Cup. Just say, oh, yeah, you qualified. There you are. You got your medal.
Jill said in the comment section, we're shit and we know you are, but you didn't beat us. And do you know what? That's the new thing. Scotland can't dine out on the 23-year thing anymore. So they're going to dine out on the fact that England didn't beat them.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's true, though.
Yeah. Well,
but do you know what? Look at all the things. Wasn't it good how Scotland did this, Scotland did that? England let Scotland play.
Yeah.
And they definitely shouldn't have done. I mean, you look at every other team that's played a team that's lower ranked. They don't take any prisoners. Do you know what I mean? They batter them. And that's what we should have done. And it's, it's not just because it's an England-Scotland thing. In tournament football, if you're playing a team that's the third lowest ranked team in the tournament, you should be battering them. You should be going, especially at home, you should be pushing. You shouldn't give them any time on the ball whatsoever. There was times in that match where England sat back and watched Scotland pass the ball around for like 3, 4, 5 minutes.
But I think that's probably because they had Champions League winner Billy Gilmore pulling the strings in the middle of the pitch.
Well, Champions League Billy Gilmore,
winner.
Champions League winner Billy Gilmore, brilliant. Yeah, he's great, isn't he? And because of him, two other Champions League winners. Because of him, two other Champions League winners who play for England can't play for England.
Well, that's right. Well, I mean, well, only one of them was because Southgate doesn't like Champions League winner Ben Chilwell. He prefers.
I heard this. This is what you were talking about earlier before I came on.
Runner up.
Yeah. Did Ben Chilwell get a medal? Did he?
Yeah.
Did he play?
Oh, yeah, he played. Yeah, he was a crucial part. But Europa League.
But he's not good enough to get in the England team.
Yeah, no.
Even the Barry Beckham out of position get into the team before he does.
Yeah. No, he's not. He's not liked by the manager. But then that just happens occasionally, doesn't it? You just have a player that isn't liked by the manager.
I say ever so often, a team like Chelsea will have a passenger that just gets a medal for
Champions League winners Chelsea.
Yeah. Yeah, every so often, like a team like that, I'll have a passenger that can just like kind of ride the wave and get along and get a medal for not being very good, but playing with loads of other good players.
So, a question for you, for both of you. Other than England, who do we think looks to be in the best shape to be the winner so far of this tournament?
You can lose the other than England bit out, I think.
Italy 100%.
Yeah.
Italy are walking this tournament.
Well, unfortunately, that's how they play. They literally walk, don't they?
But you know what? Italy used to be frustrating to watch because they were so defensive and they win every game 1-0. They're not like that anymore. They've won 2 games 3-0. And they're far better than any other team. And it's something like they've won 30 consecutive games. And they've kept a clean sheet in the last 10 games. It's ridiculous. They're going to walk it.
I have a theory about Italy, and I've had it for 25 years. It's because when they play other teams, so when England play other teams, the majority of players on the opposition team know what we're saying to each other. So when you're giving defensive instructions, the majority of teams know what the English players are saying to one another. German is understood by a lot of people. French is understood by a lot of people. Italy, they mainly play in their own league. Not many Italians go overseas anymore. So the Italians, no one speaks Italian. Hardly anyone speaks Italian.
Champions League winner Jorginho.
Yeah, Champions League winner Jorginho has come overseas and he's won the Champions League beautifully. But I've always had this theory about the Italians because they predominantly play in their own league and there aren't that many overseas players in the Italian league. I think that sort of no one knows what they're doing, and I think
no other country speaks Italian apart from Italy as well. There is that.
Well, yes, yeah. And
so when they're giving instructions, no one understands what they're talking about.
No one understands what they're talking about. It's a beautiful language, but it's an angry language, isn't it? But it's a beautiful.
I'm quite lucky coming from Bedford because Italy are the second best supported, or maybe even the best supported team in Bedford because we've got the largest number of Italians living in Bedford.
You don't still have the POW camps going, do you?
Bush. we
are not told that it's finished.
There was. I lived in a place called Molesey for a few years, and me and a friend many years ago looked at buying a house there because they were incredibly affordable. And it's finished. Germany are through, and the estate agent said,
we need a goal.
The estate agent said, no, they're cheap, but you don't want to buy those on that estate because they were built by Italians. And we were like, what? They were built by the Italian prisoners of war. All these houses, all like these sort of prefabricated houses. You could get them for virtually no money because they were falling down. But just the way the estate agent said it to us, oh, you don't want one of those. It's built by Italians. It's not like a car. Like a car.
Is it because it's priced in lira?
Yeah. I've only got faint memories of pre-Euro exchange rates. I remember the drachma when in Greece the drachma used to be about 500 to £1, didn't it?
Yeah, you feel like a millionaire. Millionaire going to Tesco.
Do you remember the exchange? Any of the exchange rates on the currency before they went to euros? So
the lira was one as well. That was 1,000 and something.
What, to the pound?
Yeah. Yeah, oh, you was just like lauding it. It was like, yeah. You change your money going to Italy. You go, yeah, I've got 1 million lira. That's amazing. And you went there, and
$3 grand. Yeah,
I can't even buy 2 beers.
I went to Italy. In 1976 with my parents, and they gave us all our pocket money in lira. thought we were fucking mint.
Yeah. It's like 10,000 lira coins that you used to get a Coke, and it's yeah.
Well, I remember
Phil. I don't know how you felt when Baz said that he went to Italy in 1976, but that even made me feel young.
Oh yeah.
I was only 2.
I was just running in my mind there what European conflicts were on in 1976 and how dangerous was it? It was.
Yeah, it was no Sarajevo. It's fine.
No. But again, for any younger viewers, in 1976, Italy was basically bordering the Soviet Union. It was so far out. It was.
I can't work out what we want to happen now, but by nature of the fact that basically everyone in the Portugal-France game is literally walking around the pitch. I presume they both qualified.
Yeah, Hungary have gone out.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know what wants to happen. What would change now if Portugal scored? So Germany have got 4 points now.
Yeah. So I think Hungary are out.
Yeah.
It's now a matter of because they're on. I think Hungary are out. It's now a matter of who's second or who's third.
And that's important to us. That's all I'm bothered about.
Yeah, it's very important.
So it's like if France were on 4, so if France lose, they're on 4. I'm not sure.
Yeah, so if Portugal get a goal, then we're still playing Germany.
And I think if France win, we're still playing Germany. We're playing Germany.
We're playing Germany, yeah.
Oh, for God's sake!
Well, come on, but Germany, look, they're walking around the pitch, clapping their fans because they've drawn 2-2 with Hungary.
Yeah.
This Germany side, I mean, I know that it's got several Champions League winners.
What's going on here? What's going on? Have you got the Germany-Hungary game on?
I did.
What the hell's happening? They're stood with their hands on their hearts, crying on the pitch.
They're crying. Yeah, because they're going out. They nearly went through, didn't they?
No, but they were all singing.
Well, the Hungarians are a passionate people, Mike.
Oh, this is terrible. This is terrible. What a dreadful end to tonight.
Oh, the other game's finished
in the next round.
Yeah, the other game's finished now as well. So
yeah. Oh, that's it. As it stands,
is the graphic correct?
We play Germany on Tuesday. This is horrendous.
5 o'clock kickoff Tuesday next week. There we go.
Let's hope we get
the pubs will love it because they're getting an early kickoff, so the pubs are going to be full. Well, as full as they can be from.
Well, let's hope. Let's hope that the Germany who just drew 2-2 with Hungary turn up, and not the Germany that absolutely horsed Portugal.
Yeah, not the Champions League winning. Yeah.
Well, it's time for predictions for the score on Tuesday now, then, isn't it?
Oh no! Look, I think the BBC are going to use their own graphic in a minute, which is going to make yours seem like it's off Wish.
It is, mate. But all three have qualified. Unsurprisingly, all 3 from the group of death have qualified.
Yeah.
Oh,
we were led to. Oh, we were teased. We were teased for a good portion.
Yeah, but it's nice. It's part of football, isn't it?
Oh, this I is know, but you're watching the Hungary game now because look at that. That's pretty cool, isn't it?
We were teased for so long during that game that we could have been potentially playing Portugal, or it was Hungary for a long time.
It was the graphic was stuck on Hungary for a long time. I was nervous he wouldn't be able to change it.
It was, but we've got to play Germany.
I very much fell into the anyone but France camp. I really going into tonight. I thought, but I'm sure for a brief few minutes we did have France up in the graphic in the bottom left, didn't we?
It was there briefly, yeah. I think that would
be a disaster. Hungary?
No, I can't.
This is all very confusing.
How that happened.
Please that you.
I can't remember how it happened, but it did. Yeah, I can't remember how that happened, but it did.
Yeah. Well, Portugal went up. Portugal and Hungary were both winning. I think that's what was going on.
Yeah, that's what it was when Portugal went.
Portugal and Hungary were both winning. So
yeah, that's what it was. Well, it was just that Portugal were winning because Hungary could never finish above France because they could only finish on the same points, and France beat Hungary. So, and no, they drew, didn't they?
Yeah,
but France had already qualified.
No, France. So France might have been. I do think that the players start to think about injuries. They start to think about picking up cards and things like that. If you've already qualified and you're just playing for where you are in the group, you will be thinking about. Whereas the moment Germany had to start playing for their lives, they had a bit more about them. Let's just hope they don't have that about them. Really, the dream now is there weren't many yellow cards handed out. We want a COVID outbreak in the German team, don't we? That will be.
Well, it's possible, though. That's the thing. It could happen, couldn't it?
Oh, it is possible, yeah. It is possible. Maybe someone needs to get infected and just kind of sort of, I don't know, martyr themselves as they run into the team hotel.
Do you know what? We said before the game that in order we wanted Hungary, Portugal, Germany, and France. We've ended up with option 3 out of 4.
Well, yeah, but we could have had option 4.
We were teased for so long that we were going to get option 1.
This is a great thing about playing the 2 games simultaneously as well.
Yeah,
if you had one after the other. I like the way that major leagues do this now, that they play the important games at exactly the same time.
Yeah.
I've actually turned my TV off now because I've had enough of watching TV and trying to chat to people as well.
Fed up now. Yeah, I'm going to turn mine off.
Yeah, my TV is off in anger. My TV is off in anger.
Well, there you go. That's gone off.
Are we going to do score predictions for Tuesday? We should do score predictions for Tuesday.
Oh, go on then. What do you reckon?
Well, I'm just going to go for a really boring 1-0 England win. Because that's so far, isn't he?
I'd take that.
Yeah. Do you know what? Do you know what I'm going for? 0-0, beating the Germans on penalties. Retribution, revenge.
I tell you
we can take penalties now. We're good at them.
I tell you what, I'd really like 0-0 and then to score with like a couple of minutes to go in extra time. That'll be quite fun.
That's it. Again, off the arse of Champions League winner Kai Havertz. That's what you want.
Champions League winner Timo Werner,
or Rudiger, or all the other German players.
They've got a lot. They've got more Champions League. No, they've got as many Champions League winners as we have. It's just Southgate doesn't play his Champions League winners.
Oh, so we've got Rob saying that he thinks it'll be 2-0 Germany.
Oh, Rob, there's no need for that.
I would love to win for a German own goal.
Yeah.
Germany wins after a penalty shootout, as always.
No. We've gone through that now. We can win penalty shootouts now. We won them at the World Cup. We're all right now.
So if it goes to penalties, are we allowed to wheel out our manager to take a penalty? Because he deserves a retribution in that respect, doesn't he?
No, he'll kick it over the bar again so he can get a Pizza Hut commercial out of it. Yeah. Jill's saying I've taken me insanity pill.
So I'm led to believe that you're a Chelsea supporter then, Phil.
I don't like to talk about
it. He hasn't mentioned it. He hasn't mentioned it at all in the last 2 hours.
I was listening to like I did with post-match interview with Mr. Lampard afterwards, and I think he's been quite gracious about how he's sort of departed from there, and he was saying some really nice things about as a sort of departing manager. I thought he was really gracious about what he was saying the other night as well.
I think with Lampard he didn't lose any respect off anyone. He was just out of his depth. He just when other managers and not even that great managers but experienced managers would just toy with him with their systems. They put a system out, he'd play his, and then after 20 minutes, they changed the system. And like Lampard, it was just going over his head. He needs to just do time at a lower league club. But I think he'll be a great manager. I think he's too intelligent to not be a great manager. But he's so young for a manager, isn't he? He's
absolutely.
He's probably got like 5-10 years of learning to do. And that's my thinking with Southgate. If Southgate probably wouldn't manage a Premier League club. He'd probably be managing somewhere in the Championship, wouldn't he? So
yeah.
That's where I am with Southgate. It's not that I dislike him. I just kind of think, right, we've got like a lot of really decent players now. Maybe it's time to start thinking about having a really decent manager to go with them.
But who though? Because I mean, we've tried that. We've tried bringing in big name managers, and it's not worked. And it's at least with Southgate. Southgate's tried new formations, got them working well, got the team together, got the media on side. He's done loads of positive things. I don't think he's the best manager in the world, but I think at the moment he's one of the best chances we've got of doing something.
I think you need to go back and revisit the possibility of, and it's not, it might even be impossible now, but the possibility of a job share with a club manager. So a club manager manages the national team. Because what we found is that you only get much older managers want to manage an international side typically because they're coming to the end of their career. So you get people like Fabio Capello, and they just can't relate to the players in any way at all. Whereas Southgate, he understands social media, he understands all the problems they have and everything like that. So you almost get to the point where it's like, right, is there a way we could do it where there's like a full-time coaching staff for England and the manager and the number 2 are potentially managing clubs somewhere? I don't know. I don't know. But
no. I don't know if this was reverse psychology or anything, but I just want to bring everyone's attention to the fact that that Martin, who's German, reckons that England are going to win 3-0. I mean, he's more pessimistic than England fans.
I don't know where the goals will come from. Well, I mean, I know where the goals should come from, but they just haven't looked like they're coming.
See, I think we're better off playing decent teams. I honestly do, because we can genuinely play on the counter-attack. We tried it against Scotland, for Christ's sake. I mean, who plays counter-attack football against Scotland? It's ridiculous. But we can... Do you know what? I'll forgive us. Against Germany, I will forgive us playing Rice and Phillips deep, soaking up some pressure, letting them have the ball, soak up the pressure, hit them on the break. And that's how you beat a team like Germany. It's not how you beat a team like Scotland. And that's why I was furious on the night. That's why I was screaming at the telly for the entire 90 minutes. But that's how you beat someone like Germany.
I'm really looking forward to going and watching a game where you're like, right, because even at the last World Cup, we didn't really have too much of it where you go and watch a game and you're like, right, they're probably the favourites here. So, like, be the underdog. Because at the last World Cup, we were probably the favourites in most of those games, apart from the one with Belgium.
We had 3 difficult games at that World Cup. Belgium twice and Croatia, and we lost all 3.
Yeah.
So it's just...
But if we'd come second, we might have had Sweden, and I've got a lot of time for playing Sweden because the team plays the most boring football in the world. But the cameramen for the broadcasters, they do get some lovely shots.
Brilliant. Brilliant work.
The crowd
of the Swedish women.
Brilliant.
With the little Swedish flag just face painted on there.
Yeah. Funnily enough, the same thing happened in the Czech Republic game.
Oh, were there some lovely ladies?
Yeah.
Were you lady watching?
But if we'd have finished second, I was screaming at the telly. It's like, come on, Czech Republic, would have finished second yesterday. So we won the group. We ended up playing Germany. If we'd have come second yesterday, we'd have been playing Spain.
But you know,
it just shows how really hard our draw was. There's another part of the draw somewhere where I think Italy would probably end up with a shoe into the next round.
Like North Macedonia or something like that.
Yeah. But yeah, like I say, we won the group. We played Germany. If we'd have come second, we'd have played Spain. I don't know who we would have played. I don't know who finished third. Was it Czech Republic? It was, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see who they played because we could have thrown the game. No, Czech Republic. Czech Republic can't have finished third.
Okay, so I've got a full rundown. Do you want a full rundown of
Yes.
the last 16 matches?
Yes,
Oh,
please. Yes, please.
This is why we
Okay,
invited
so-
you on, Phil. This is why you're here.
On Saturday at 5. So this Saturday, 5 o'clock, Wales against Denmark.
Jesus.
At 8 o'clock.
So, should we do predictions as we go?
Oh, go on then. Yeah, go on then. So I reckon that will be a draw at 90 minutes and Wales will win it in extra time, I reckon.
I would see. I wanted to have a chat about the emotional side of this as well, because obviously it goes back to '92 when Denmark turned up with actually, as last. In fact, that was there to Hungary getting kicked out, wasn't it?
Oh, it's Yugoslavia got kicked out.
Yeah. So I would put it.
They won the Euros. They won the Euro. They won the Euros a year when they didn't actually qualify to enter the Euros.
Yeah, they were still on the fucking beach when they tell them.
What year was that?
1992.
Yeah, 92 was, yeah.
And then what was it? It was about 4 or 5 years later we bombed them into the ground.
Well, Denmark. We didn't bomb Denmark.
Oh, no, Yugoslavia.
Yeah, Yugoslavia got kicked out of the tournament because of the war.
Yeah.
Ah, right.
So Yugoslavia qualified. Denmark didn't qualify. Yugoslavia get kicked out because they were at war, and Denmark filled their spot and ended up winning the tournament.
Yeah. So here we go. So racist chanting by fans, a points deduction, genocide. You get kicked out. So we know there where the punishment lies. Anyway, Wales, Denmark.
Yeah, I think Wales are winning it.
I'm gonna have for Denmark in that one, just out of emotion.
I hope so. I hope Denmark win, but I think Wales will, and I think Wales will be in the tournament longer than we are again, and it'll be unbearable. And it'll be unbearable.
Then at 8 o'clock on Saturday night, Italy versus Austria.
Yeah, it's Italy all the way, isn't it?
Italy, yeah, easily.
Sorry, what was that one?
Italy, Austria, 8 o'clock Saturday.
Yeah.
Then on Sunday, 5 o'clock, Netherlands versus Czech Republic.
Yeah, that's Netherlands all day.
Yeah, I think Netherlands all the way on that one.
And I think it's in the Netherlands, yeah. And then at 8 o'clock, this could be fun. Belgium versus Portugal.
Ooh.
Which I think Belgium.
I don't think either of those will be
tonight. I think Belgium will win that.
I don't think either of those will be happy with that, but I think Belgium will win it.
Who Belgium playing? Sorry,
Portugal.
Oh, right. Yeah, I'm going to go for Belgium on that one.
Then on Monday, Croatia versus Spain at 5 o'clock.
I mean, you'd have to say on the form team it'd have to be Spain, but then Croatia can turn it on any time they like, can't they?
Yeah.
Spain haven't done that. Spain haven't done that well, but they'll. Well, I mean, I know they battered Slovakia today, but Spain haven't performed that well, but they will win that one.
Yeah, it's kind of almost like the battle between sort of the two fading teams, isn't it? They're two teams which are both on the way down, and until they get fresher players.
Well, from Spain's point of view, it doesn't help if your manager refuses to pick anyone from a team he hated as a player. Do you know what I mean? That's not going to help your cause, is it? Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to pick any players from Real Madrid because I played for Barcelona. It's not going to help you, is it?
Oh, I like the pettiness of it, though. I like the pettiness.
Fuck the Euros.
Yeah, I've got a lot of time for pettiness.
But it doesn't even make any sense because he's done that because he was at Barcelona. And lots of Barcelona fans don't even recognize themselves as Spanish. They recognize themselves as Catalan. So it doesn't even make any sense. It's almost like he's a Trojan horse who's been brought in to pull down the Spanish team and ruin them from the inside.
And then at 8 o'clock on Monday, it's France versus Switzerland.
Oh, right, okay.
Well, done. Move on. Next.
5 o'clock on Tuesday, England versus Germany.
Yeah, I'm going to go for England on that. Not just because they're the home team, but I think they're a better team.
It's our time. And then at 8 o'clock, it's I don't know how many people will be hanging around for this one. It's Sweden versus Ukraine.
Yes, I think Sweden because they're popping in some good goals at the moment.
I honestly think Sweden-Ukraine should come with a health warning. That's going to be the dullest game. Some people will slip into a coma watching that game. It's just going to be dreadful. It's going to be a dreadful game
after 11 penalties.
Honestly, that's going to be awful, that game. But
and then for anyone watching, my quick maths is England. Hang on, let me just double confirm this. England then, if England beat Germany, we then play on Saturday the 3rd of July at 8 o'clock against the winner of Sweden and Ukraine.
Oh, now it's interesting.
Yeah. So
who would play? You broke up a bit.
So if we can get past Germany, we then play on the Saturday the 3rd at 8 o'clock in the evening against the winner of Sweden and Ukraine.
Oh, that's a good result.
Yeah. So what the draw takes with one hand at this point, we do get,
yeah,
handed back. And then actually, this is just me doing the quick one. And then we are then quarterfinal 4. So we then play, semi-finalist 4 versus semi-finalist 3. I think we then play the winner of, either Croatia, Spain, France, or Switzerland in the semi-final. I think.
I fancy that. Unless it's France, obviously.
Well, it'll be France, yeah. So we could potentially meet France in the semi. I think that's.
I don't mind that. Okay.
Trying to work it out.
Couple of things from the comments section. Martin, our German friend on the podcast, has come up with a great point. Play Sancho and Bellingham because they know how to play against the German players,
and they understand them as well. They can translate.
Yeah.
They can translate.
Exactly. Discuss. I think that's a great point. Sancho and Bellingham are players that there's an argument for them playing anyway. But against Germany, what a great point. They know the players that they're going to be playing against.
But equally, those players.
Who do they play for? Are they Bayern?
Dortmund.
They both play for
Dortmund.
Dortmund, yeah.
But equally, the German players know them, don't forget.
Yeah, but they don't know as I say, they don't know. The German players don't know the others, but they do because they're all Champions League winners with Chelsea.
Yeah, I've got to be honest. Yeah, I am a bit nervous that there is a high chance that a Champions League winner from Chelsea could be burying England on Tuesday night, and that will be a real mixture of emotions. Obviously, the joy that I will feel for the success of a Chelsea player on the international stage, but the misery I'll feel that it's against my own national team.
Well, let's have a quick poll of the three of us. Who genuinely thinks we will get through that next game?
I think we've got a good. I'm about the same. I think we've probably got the best chance to get past Germany this year than we've had for quite a while.
Yeah. I think Maguire playing the full 90 minutes.
Who do we feel is our best player at the moment? Who's like lighting up the field?
Oh, probably Grealish, isn't it?
I don't know.
He's played a game and a quarter.
I reckon Saka. Oh, Saka played a pretty good game the other night as well.
Yeah. The only thing that I'm wary of is you've got like Bellingham, Saka, and a couple of others, and they're so young. It almost feels like you shouldn't have too many of them on the pitch, because if a team like Germany decide to sort of start playing with the dark arts, then you could have a breakdown in discipline. You could have all sorts of problems. So I do kind of feel like with these young players, you really don't want more than a couple of them on the pitch. You want experience. That's why Maguire playing the full 90 minutes last night was massive. That's absolutely huge. And then Henderson looked good as well.
The thing is with all these young players, though, they've got experience of tournament football, of winning tournaments as well. Because they've all done it at under 20s, under 21. There was a period where we won everything at under 18s, under 20s, under 21s.
Yeah.
And, players like Sancho and Bellingham have been there. And that's why when we had the penalty shootout, they weren't worried. And that's why we won the penalty shootout, because they didn't have the baggage of losing penalty shootouts from... thank you. Nice.
Oh, look at that.
Toast.
I also feel with the young players as well that they're fearless. They don't fear anybody. Yeah, they've got sort of fearlessness of youth, haven't they? All they're concerned about is getting past somebody and banging the ball, and they're not worried about the kind of how do I look? That sort of old phase about having the senior players of how's this going to sort of change my career? Because these guys literally don't give a shit. They want to win the ball, they want to get past people, they want to win games, don't they?
Yeah,
but I think with the young England players, they're fearless, but with the right to be, if you know what I mean. Because they've played through youth tournaments and done really well. And I mean, look at Sancho. I forget the actual numbers, but it's something like Sancho's been involved in like 30 goals for Dortmund this year. He's had something like whatever the real numbers are, but something like 14 assists and 16 goals or something. And it's just like they're all playing at the highest level. They've got the cockiness of young footballers, but they've achieved as well. Do you know what I mean? So they've got actual achievement to back it up as well. So I don't know. Honestly, I need to stop talking now because you two are going to talk me into some kind of confidence that we're going to win on Tuesday, where I'm not. I'm negative.
I'm 60%. I'm 60%. This Germany side, they don't scare me. I think they're a really good side, but Germany sides from like 8 years ago, were terrifying. Were absolutely terrifying. Yeah. Whereas
they look pretty dangerous against Portugal, though.
Yeah,
they tore Portugal a new one.
Well, then we'll deal with that if they play like that. But you just don't know.
Yeah,
I'm just glad we're in that period now where we don't the manager doesn't take an injured established player to a tournament because they're our best hope of scoring. Talk about Rooney and people like that. Now we're taking people who are arguably the best sort of young or the best players in the country, or they're there on merit rather than this. You've got to take Rooney, you have to take Beckham, you have to take John Terry in defence because if you don't, he'll get pissy and never fucking play for England again.
Yeah, you have to try and shoehorn Lampard and Gerrard into the same team, even though they play exactly the same position.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's none of that anymore. And that's what I was saying about Lampard before. That I just think he's it's just a breath of fresh air. I don't think he's the best manager. I don't think he's tactically the best. But I think when you put the whole thing that you need as a tournament manager, do you know what I mean? Being a manager for a tournament is as much about bringing through everybody, getting everyone gelled together, getting everyone with the right confidence levels and all that kind of stuff. And he knows them because, he was half of the team. He brought through the 21s as well. So, I don't know. We'll see. I need to stop talking now because, firstly, we've been on for 2.5 hours. So it's probably time that, Phil, stay where you are. We'll have a chat offline in a sec. But I think it's... go on.
We've once again, it should be a drum roll. We've received a message saying we've 100 messages today in the Restream chat. So good us.
There you go.
Thank you, people in the chat.
Big up everybody in the chat for joining us and for contributing. Thanks for that. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back to a normal service resume. So if you're not into football, then normal service will be resumed next week. But I say normal, but I think me and Baz might be broadcasting from Baz's house. So that's not normal in any stretch of the imagination. But yeah, anyway, look, Phil, thanks so much for being on the show tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Really appreciate it. You've brought that look, when you went through, like, you were more of a co-host than Baz was tonight. So Baz is always a bit worried that he's got somebody else after his job.
Hang on, I need to get a Wednesday off occasionally.
When you turn up looking like Baz does, it goes a long way. So
In
Do
a
you know
few
what I mean?
years, in a few years, what we'll do is we'll do the election night live. We'll do 8 hours through the election night live. And I'll
Brilliant.
be here with the iPads, like bringing
I'll build a swingometer and everything. All right. So thanks everyone for joining us tonight. Thanks for contributing in the comment section. Martin, no offense, but I hope by the
battered.
I hope by the next time we do a podcast, you're miserable because we've beaten you the night before. So I'd love to say good luck to Germany, but I won't mean it, and I'm not a liar. So I'm an honest man. So I won't say that.
And I think
anyway.
I also want to say sorry, Gillian, for the abuses you had to suffer tonight. We do love you, really.
It wasn't aimed at Gillian. It was aimed at the. It was aimed at everything, everyone apart from Gillian. Anyway, thanks everyone for being on tonight. Really enjoyed it. I'll see you all. We'll see you all next week.